I'm Athina and I'm grateful that you're here with me today. Today we are going to look at your month ahead of November 2023. And if you're new to my channel, or you already know me, then I will be using this spread with those 6 questions to answer with the tarot cards, like the main theme of the month, what to look out for in the month ahead, what energy to release from the past month of October, what energy to embody for the month ahead of November, and then advice for the month ahead, and then possible outcome of the month. This is a spread that I made myself to use for my channel, as well as I did this for my community as well. I put that on the Amino community that I'm in, so that everyone is free to use it there. So yeah, you can decide on your group or groups based on the color of the dice. We have red, orange and green, the number 1, 2 or 3. You can also choose based on the tarot deck that I will be showing you shortly, the crystals. And there is also, after the 1-minute meditation, where I'm going to leave you with some music that I played on my guitar. I'm going to leave you so that you can really meditate upon the groups, the tarot decks, the crystals, so that you can really decide on your group and groups based on your intuition, which you are the most drawn towards. And after the meditation music, I will be playing a different tune on my guitar, so that those that are Clairaudiant can select by the tune, the note, a note that they resonate with, a tone that you feel comfortable with, a tone that strikes to you out the most, like the other twos. Maybe there are 2 that are heavier, because maybe there are 2 messages, different messages in different decks. And I will be playing the tune like first group 1, 2 and 3, then I will be repeating 1, 2 and 3, so you hear the tune twice. But if you need to hear it more, the timestamp is in the description, so you can always skip back to the timestamp to listen to it more times if you need it. As the same goes for the meditation music, you can put it back again so that you listen to it for 2 minutes instead of just 1. You are free to do whatever you want. So now to the pie selection. Pile number 1, you have the Mermaid Tarot. And some people may like to choose based on the artwork. If not the back of the deck here card, then the artwork, you have Strength as a card. Your crystal is this moonstone. It's quite pretty. It has a little bit of shiny specks on it that you see when the light hits it correctly. Pile number 2, you have the Children of Leeza Tarot. The artwork, I hope I picked the card and I can show. Yeah, you've got the Sun. Your crystal pendant is this rose quartz angel wing. Pile number 3, you have the Modern Witch Tarot. Your random card is the 2 of Wands. And your crystal is this honey calcite. So I'm going to leave you now for 1 minute so that you can meditate upon the groups. And I will be seeing you at your piles. Bye! Hi, pile number 1, you chose the Mermaid Tarot, the Moonstone, the tune that you heard, and this is going to be your reading of November 2023. If you can see, it got a little bit darker than the intro. I turned off the table lamp so that the cards doesn't glare. So I hope that you had a good month of October. I hope that if you watch my pick cards that I put in October, I hope that they could help, and that you enjoyed the shadow themes of it. In November, I'm going to go back to making other stuff, not only pick cards, and I hope that I'm able to also film enough stuff for November, December and January, because in November, the end of November, I'm going to Brazil for 7 weeks and I'm not able to film there because I'm not going to be alone there, and people talk and tarot and stuff like this. People don't know about it, so they think weird stuff about it, so I'm a closet there. But I will try to make posts on Instagram, and if I'm able to figure out how TikTok works, I'm also going to be active on TikTok, so I will let you know through the community tab if I post something on TikTok and how to follow me there. It's basically the same name as I use on my Instagram and my YouTube channel, so you should find me. There's still nothing there, but I hope to figure it out how it works and post stuff like there for the meantime, since I cannot film for YouTube. So I hope I'm able to get enough footage for those 7 weeks where I'm away. And if not, then you see me active on Instagram and TikTok, so that you don't miss me too much. But yeah, no, I've shuffled that enough. Let's go. Please, spirit guides, what is the main theme of the month of November for pile number 1? One more card, please, spirit guides. What is the main theme? This one. Okay. Please, Spirit Guides, what does pile number 1 need to look out for in the month of November? Please, Spirit Guides, what does pile number 1 need to look out for in the month of November? Please, Spirit Guides, what does pile number 1 need to look out for in the month of November? Please, Spirit Guides, what does pile number 1 need to look out for in the month of November? Those 2 cards, okay. So please, Spirit Guides, what energy can pile number 1 release from the past month of October? That is too much. Please, Spirit Guides, what energy can pile number 1 release from the month of... I don't want so many cards. Maximum 3 cards, please, Spirit Guides, because I don't want to be here for hours. 1 hour is enough. Please, Spirit Guides, what energy can pile number 1 release from the month of October so that they can have a good month of November? Please, thank you. Please, Spirit Guides, what energy can pile number 1 embody for them to have a good month of November 2023? Thanks. Please, Spirit Guides, advice for pile number 1 for the month of November 2023. Please, Spirit Guides, advice for pile number 1 for the month of November 2023. Those 2 cards? 3 cards? Yeah. Oh, 4. Wait, 4. Can we have 1 more so that it's... 1 more card for the advice so that we have an odd number. 1 more card for the advice for pile number 1. So, please, Spirit Guides, what is the possible outcome for the month of November 2023 for pile number 1? What is the possible outcome of the month of November 2023 for pile number 1? Okay. Let's see. The main theme of the month for you, pile number 1, is we have Judgment and we have the Chariot in reverse. So, pile number 1, you have 2 major arcana for the main theme of the month. So, I can already say that the month of November is going to be an important month for you. Judgment is the card of inner callings, because the person here, you can see that they are blowing into a shell, and this is making a sound for them to wake up and follow the tone. So there is an inner calling for you, pile number 1, that you should listen to. It may have to do with something that you need to pause your movements and not move, because the Chariot is a card of movement. You've decided to take action upon something and you're moving in that direction, but being in reverse, you should either stop your tracks and listen what your intuition is telling you to do, and redirect. I have heard redirect your direction. So what you are going to be feeling, this inner calling, may be a redirection so that you can move towards something else. It's just like when you are on the street, instead of following the main street, you are being redirected to a smaller street on the side, but you are going to get faster to the destination because on the main stream you didn't know there was a traffic jam further ahead, but you were redirected to another street where there is no traffic jam and you can go there without much problem. There's like not much of a hurdle to pass through that street instead of the main street. It may also be that you need to make a pause and listen to your intuition to be able to decide which direction you are going to. Because I'm going to show you, because I'm thinking of showing things more so that people can understand what I'm talking about, and visually having something to see sometimes easier. So like the Chariot in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, my deck is a little bit brighter with the colors. You see that there are two Sphinx that are pulling the Chariot, and those are like two directions. So which direction are you going to take? Are you going to take a direction where both Sphinx are going to take you further ahead, faster? Are you going to look at the past? Because for me, the left side is the past, the right side is the future. Are you going to walk in circles because you are caught up in the past? Or are you going to have the courage, the bravery to decide to take the road that will lead you to the future that you desire? So the Chariot is also a card that talks about making decisions. Oops. So important for you, pile number 1, is to listen to the inner calling, your intuition, so that you can make the decision or the movement that is meant for you to do. Also, since the people here are awakening, it may be an awakening, you may have epiphany moments in November. Something may go click in your head, and you will understand something better. Yeah. Now, to what to look out for in the month ahead, we have Temperance and the Knight of Wands. So there is a need to look out for that you are balanced in your energy. The Knight of Wands is a knight that moves fast. They take action fast. They're passionate, also charismatic. If you are seeing into the characteristics, some say that the Knight of Wands can be a playboy, but I'm not sure. Let's see what the guidebook of this deck says about the Knight of Wands. Centennial duty is part of being a knight of the court of fire. Court life under the rule of the volcano goddess is full of peril, which is why this knight stands at the ready for whatever may come his way. Good or bad, he is prepared. His training has made him alert, responsive, and ready to act when and where it is necessary. This may seem boring and mundane to some, but they don't understand the benefits of commitment, repetition, and duty. For this knight, honor is serving his court with dignity, courage, and unquestionable loyalty. Upright, when the Knight of Wands comes dancing into your life, you can rest assured that all your hard work and training are coming to a head. Pretty soon you will get to showcase all the wonderful new skills you have spent hours and hours refining. Your sacrifices will soon be worth it, so be vigilant and remain on the lookout. You will need to be able to identify what an opportunity looks like and what a hazardous distraction looks like as well. That's why you have gotten Temperance. Finding the balance on the good things and the bad things, maybe? Let's see. Under power of the solar eclipse, by the way, we had, in October, we had eclipse season. We had a solar eclipse on the 14th of October, I think. And there is going to be a lunar eclipse, I don't know. Well, when you see it, it may come, or it already did come. I'm not up to date with the eclipse season. But yeah, now back to the cards. Solar eclipse, the potions master mixes her most powerful potion yet. Timing is everything. The wrong move or amount will change the entire potion. The ingredients she is using have been carefully researched, handpicked, measured 3 times before being blended, carefully timed precisely to when the moon begins its journey between the sun and the earth. Every single detail plays a part in the potion. Temperance now makes, which is why it must also be mixed above the waterline as the chemical reaction it will have with the atmosphere above. The water is crucial to the potion's success. But just what is Temperance mixing? What will this potion do once it is complete? We will know only once it is finished brewing, and Temperance is not yet at that stage. She is still very much in the act of doing, of blending and balancing. Temperance finds herself in such an interesting position in the major arcana, and it is her position that is key to understanding her full power. Temperance sits between death and the devil, a bridge between the old self and the new. She receives you after your ego has passed through death's door and shows you the possibilities of what life could be like by introducing you to the devil. It is not her place to cast judgment or to even make suggestions for how you should proceed from this point forward. If anything, Temperance is more interested in showing, not telling. For this reason, it is so important you pay close attention to everything she does while you are in her presence. Watch how she creates. Study her guided and extremely throughout actions. When you watch, maybe you will not be as tempted when she hands you over the step that comes next. And the devil is all about temptation and falling into the temptation of certain vices, behaviors. So clearly, what you need to look out for is when you need to take action and when you don't need to take action in the month of November. There is something that you should pay attention to, your inner world, which is going to guide you through this and everything. So you will know deep down when to take action and when not to take action. There is a need for you to listen closely to the whispers of your intuition or your spirit guides or whatever you are working with. They know when you need to take action and when not. There is also, because we talked about the ego death with the Temperance card and the devil, there is something being alchemized as well. The old is being formed new to something new. So you are in a process of letting go of the old and finding your way to the new, but still there are times where you need to stop and other times where you need to take action. And your guiding system from within is going to help you out with that if you pay close attention to it. So look out for those instances where you get a feeling, or you know, or you see something, or you hear something that could help you with guiding you towards what action or what non-action you should take. So then, the energy of the month of October that you should release so that you can have a good month of November is the Ten of Swords. So it looks like there was an ending in October, one that left you exhausted. You felt like you were stabbed at your back. It was a lot of things to take on. It was certainly not easy. But as you can see, the soul of the merman here, he's serene. He's looking up at the sky, serene, like he knows that this end is not just an end, but it's also a beginning. And he is looking up towards the sky where there are the stars. And you know the stars in the tarot cards signify hope. So he has hope that the new beginning is going to be better. So know that it's okay to release the energies of those things that ended. And also, I'm going to take a little away from the energy that you should embody, but try to embody the energy of hope as well, that the new beginning is going to be better, to be hopeful, to see the positive of the things that, yeah, things end, and we can't be sad of those endings, of those. And also, if you have been betrayed by something, this can hurt. And I'm talking about experience, because I've been betrayed by someone I've trusted and thought they were my best friend, but at the end they weren't, and they were just playing with me or using me, and then they discarded me. But I've learned from that. It's not that this bad moment overshadowed everything. We had our good moments. I had fun while it lasted. Yes, I've been betrayed, but it was a lesson that I needed to learn, that I should not trust everyone. That not everyone has good intentions towards me. And this was that to show me to be more discerning. But because I was still young, I didn't know all of that. So I had to repeat that cycle a few times more till I realized, okay, I should not trust everyone at the blink of an eye, because I'm really trusting. I am that compassionate person that sees the good in everyone, wants to see the good in everyone, but sometimes you need to be discerning and really listen to the intuition that is telling you, is this a good person? Yeah, no. Most of the time, because I am more of an empath and clairsentient, I will feel certain ways when I meet people. If I feel comfortable, I have no problem in sharing and talking to them. But if I'm not comfortable, if there is something not aligned, you see me that I'm going to be quiet, not talk much, and be introverted. So that's how my guiding system works on who I should trust and who I should not trust. And of course, there are some trust issues, I'm not gonna lie. But it's okay to have those trust issues. It just means that you're cautious. Who are you letting into your life? To show them a little bit more positivity into this darkness. A little bit. And I hope you understand me. Then, what energy can you embody for the month ahead? We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, don't overwhelm yourself. Ugh, can't talk. Can't pronounce difficult English words. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't take on too much. It may be that you are also going to be a little more sensitive in the emotion department, because the King of Wands reverse is quite hot-headed, quite easy to get angry. So pay attention to get some time for yourself if needed, if you feel like your emotions are running high, as in the Moonology deck. Don't take on too much. Try to find the priorities, just as my advice, or from the cards that I'm seeing here, because this is not going to end well. Let me see, just for the sake of understanding this better from this deck's point of view. The King of Wands in reverse. It can be easy to forget that predators are dangerous. Hunting, stalking, and killing is part of their nature. This behavior is not something for which they feel guilt or remorse, as it is part of who they are. Remember too that despite the predator's cool calculation, they don't always get their prey. In fact, they often miss more than they hit, which builds a high level of resilience in them. If you are finding that you are missing your target more often than not at the moment, know that a deeper lesson is playing out. Your resilience muscles have weakened and need to be strengthened. So instead of throwing fireballs with all your might and fury, use this time to strengthen your resolve and get in touch with your inner predator. That is quite the interesting way of interpretation. Then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. While the rabbit seems to understand that he is merely showing off a new trick, you have started to identify with the act itself. The look at me aspect of your theatrics has now taken over your life. And where before it was all just for show, you will find you really do have a problem on your hands if you are not careful. So there is the caution of the card saying pay attention to your inner life, inner world. Currently it's focused on your inner state and the emotion that you have. So let's see, what advice do you have? The Knight of Wands, resilience will come. The Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Lovers. So I'm going to move things a little bit for now. Let me see. I'm going to put this here underneath for this moment. Let me see, can you see the cards? Yes, you can. Right. Good. So with the Three of Swords here in the middle as the main message, you were hurt, because you can see there is this whale on the card that passed. He was slain by the Three Swords there, and you see that the mermaids here and the merman, one of them is crying and grieving for a fellow habitant of the sea. So there was a hurt that happened, may relate to the Ten of Swords that came out previously. So a hurt that happened in October, something hurt you. It may have been words, because the Ten of Swords is about communication, words, and mental. But because of those things, we can also get emotionally hurt. And since we had in the embodiment here as a way of being cautious and resilience, we have here the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is all about resilience, because in the, let me get the deck. Let me show it. Because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you can see that the Nine of Wands card, this person went through a lot. They have their head bandaged, so they were hurt. They went through so much already, but the Wands suit is not yet ending, because it ends with the 10. So there is still something left that needed to be learned, to go through to end the lesson and the cycle. So this is about resilience, because he is standing firm even after he was beaten up to a pulp, even after he received the injury. He's still standing strong and trying to move forward and not let it get himself down. So that's what the Nine of Wands is talking about. This has been part of the lessons that you needed to learn to make you more resilient, so that you can, whenever something else might happen, that you can go through it and not give up. Because it's in a sense, it's a card about not giving up, even after all the hurt that you felt. It's not time to give up, it's time to go on. So let me see the Knight of Pentacles in this deck. The Knight of Pentacles. The young knight stops under the shade of an ancient tree by the sacred lake in the Kingdom of Pentacles to take notes from her morning's patrol. She has found that walking the boundaries of her required area suit her better. She can take her time and make sure she doesn't miss anything. Things on the ground are much easier to miss when you are astride a horse. Slowly and methodically, she does her rounds, making her findings one by one in her leather-bound ledger. Details are important to this knight. Battles can be won and lost in the margins, and this knight is more than equipped to win. With quill in hand and pentacles strapped to her side, she prefers the steady, consistent hard work her post offers. She is more than happy to leave the shouting and fanfare to other knights of the realm. I think that is about the Knight of Wands, or the Knight of Swords. There is upright. There is no pomp and ceremony attached to your current situation, but don't let that stop you from giving it your all. Now is a time for quiet observation, as you will soon need to take slow, methodical, and deliberate movements. Speed is your enemy at the moment, so stop trying to rush through this current step or problem. There is something you need to be aware or take note of. And you can't do it properly if you are only focused on the end result. Be like the knight. Stop, take stock of the moment, and recall what you see, hear, and feel. It will be of benefit later. Well, I couldn't say that better. Because it's exactly what you are going through, what the cards have been saying all along. It is time to listen to the inner voice and move slower. Even if you don't like it, sometimes you have to move slower. The Queen of Cups is in reverse. So this could be your own energy or someone else's energy. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Let's see what does this have to say. Queen of Cups reversed. It is easy to feel overwhelmed and at the mercy of your creative potential rather than liberated by it. The feelings and emotions required to harness creative energy can be difficult to control, and if you don't know how to ride the waves they create, you could find yourself pulled under by the unforgiving undertow. Hold on to the Queen's Cup and wait for the ride itself. Using the cup as your own personal life preserver, you will eventually find yourself back on dry land feeling a lot less panicked and out of control. Somehow it doesn't make sense. So in the beginning was a goddess, Namu, through whom all things were made. From the sea she birthed the heaviness so she could look at the stars. As the goddess settled into her watery home, she knew the world that she had created would be constant work, never truly complete, and always in need of new and exciting creations. Each year, Namu swirls her magical chalice and gives life to more of the world. Her sea-encrusted crown concentrates her power and allows her to see creation within her mind's eye first and then feel it like a living thing as it makes its way through her fingertips. As her power infuses the seawater from her chalice, it bubbles and foams rising up out of the depths of the ocean and into the air above, where it is transported across the waves and on the breeze to create the vision that once only the goddess could see. So it looks like you should pay attention to your own creative things, own creative projects. In a way that you don't lose yourself in the process, is how I'm taking that card's message. But if you have a different interpretation by what I've read to you, feel free to take that, because that's your intuition also talking to you. So, and since I was already with the book in the hand, let's just continue with the Lovers. Dead Lovers. One of the longest relationships we have in our physical incarnation is the relationship with ourselves. We spend the majority of our lives trying to reconcile the two parts that make us whole, the physical and the vibrational. Sometimes we see it as experiencing two different lives via two totally different selves. In much the same way, our young mermaid tries to envision what she would be like as a human girl with a life on land. The relationship we have with ourselves is hard, messy, and oftentimes complicated. Why are we here? Why in this body? Why in this family? Why fill in the blank? The relationship we have with ourselves serves as the baseline for all other relationships in our physical experience. Learning to deal with the duplicitus. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Self is therefore more important than most of us truly believe. The Lovers speaks of two energies, two pieces coming together to journey. It is a reconciliation of opposites for a more cohesive experience. This is the card of Gemini, the twin energies of the South, as represented by our mermaid. Is she seeing the other part of who she is, or is she seeing who she wishes to be? This is one of the many questions the Lover raises. Do you know what your other half even looks like? Can you even identify the energy that surrounds your vibrational self, the self not tainted with ego? Making time to get to know yourself is important. Making time to love and honor yourself is part of setting the foundation for all the relationships that come next. And so the month of November, pile number 1, is heavily focused on your inner life, yourself. I'm going to make it like this. So get to know yourself, pile 1. Listen to your inner self. Yeah, and what happened to you was all part of trying to make you stronger and more resilient for future endeavors. So possible outcome of the month ahead, we have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Man, even if you don't end it, I mean, holy, there is going to be an upgrade in your pile number 1. There is an upgrade. The King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Whoo! Yo! Let's start with the King of Pentacles. I'm excited for you because what you went through was all part and necessary for you to reach that maturity. The King of Pentacles is a mature energy, hardworking. He is abundant, knows how to get the abundance, the physical abundance, the resources that he needs. He is a great leader. He is earth and grounded. And all is open to him because he says, in modern terms, you would say that the King of Pentacles is a good businessman. And you don't have to be a man or a woman for this to apply. Don't forget that we all have masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. So sometimes we switch from one energy to another as needed to be in our life. And you're going to be more in your masculine energy, but there is going to be a hint of the feminine because of the Cups card. The water element is in a feminine energy, and the earth as well. So the masculine energy in terms of elements are fire and air, and the feminine are earth and cups. So there is still a tad bit of feminine in the masculine. And if you know the yin yang, let me show it. So if you see here the yin yang, the white is the yin energy and the black is the yang energy, or the way around, I don't know. But there is a tad bit of masculine in the feminine, a tad bit of feminine in the masculine, or vice versa. So even if the one is more overpowering, there is still the other there as well. And both form this perfect unit, this perfect union, and wholeness, you could say. This could be also you trying to find balance, as we were trying to figure out here your inner life, finding the inner balance of your yin and yang energy. The King of Cups, someone that is emotionally mature, that listens to his heart and intuition as well, So he listens to his emotion, he acknowledges his emotion, he is not suppressing them. So I've lost my train of thoughts. What was I wanting to say? He listens to his emotion, he listens to his intuition because of the water energy. The water energy is emotion as well as intuition. And also creative endeavors. We had the Queen of Cups here in reverse, and creative. So your creativity, your intuition, your emotions, you're going to be able to acknowledge them, to handle them in a mature way, and if needed, you know, and you have the physical resources and skills needed to bring those forth. But because I do like to learn more about the decks I use, I do like to read from the guidebook from time to time. More often than not, more. And other times less. But the King of Pentacles, in order to understand the material world, one must first learn about flow. In order to truly understand and master flow, one must be tethered to the energy of the physical world. In other words, to become the King of Pentacles means being grounded yet flowing, much like conduits, god of rivers. Rivers sculpt, cut, and reshape the physical world. They literally slice their way through hard and solid places to create a flowing, living stream of abundance. Where there was once a barren landscape, a river brings life. In order to keep life evolving and growing healthy and strong, the waters of the river need to be clean, clear, and always moving. It is this paradox of stability and flow that the King of Pentacles has mastered. He knows that in order to be grounded and secure, one must enter the flowing river of manifestation. In order to have ongoing health, well-being, and prosperity, one must be able to maintain steady footing while allowing the body to consistently move. Sorry, I'm not sure how if I pronounced that one correctly. Holding without holding on Holding without holding on is the lesson we must learn while in Conduit's presence. Upright, there is an unwavering confidence in the King of Pentacles, for he knows he will always have what he needs. He is confident that whatever he requires will show up at the right time, in the right way, exactly when it is needed. He has worked hard to get where he is today and is more than willing to show you some of his tricks. Just know that the King of Pentacles is the master of the long game. He isn't interested in overnight success or your need for instant gratification. He wants you to build an ever-growing and sustainable life, not just a moment that will be quickly forgotten. Well, that was such nice wisdom there. The King of Cups. A good king knows how to distinguish between emotionally charged words and genuine action. He knows how to observe and get the full picture of any and all situations, problems, or conflicts. King Triton, I don't know how to pronounce his name, is a master at getting below his emotions, below his ego, and seeing what is truly there. He is the keeper of stories, a messenger and herald, making it vitally important that he does not spread inaccurate information. This is why he holds his cup close to him. so he can keep his eye on what is really unfolding. Inside of his bubbling cup is a view into all that goings on inside his kingdom. Nothing and nobody escapes his attention. Using the power of his intuition, Triton is able to ascertain quickly and effortlessly where his focus needs to be. You cannot come before this king and be untrue. He already knows your truth. Instead, seek the wisdom he has to offer and let him tell you what he sees for you inside of his cup. Upright, the King of Cups represents the highest form of emotional mastery. He has transcended above the need to simply react. Instead, his calming energy is usually enough to unnerve. I hope you heard the beep tone of the honk of the car. Those who come before him, he knows what it means to be true. Heart-centered leader, and understand that not everyone is at the same stage of their emotional journeys. He is patient and kind most of the time and is able to make a decision with a clear head and positive heart. These are keys to the lessons he now brings to you. It is time to put your ego aside, clear your emotional attachments, and make clear, honest, heart-based decisions about the direction your life now takes. And the honk of the car may have been a way of spirit, your spirit guides, the universe, spirit, whatever you believe in, as a confirmation of what we have been, what I have been reading from the guidebook. So take what resonates, of course, what is truly going on in your life. And now onto the oracle decks to get some more advices and guidance or any other messages for the month of November. So please be kind, holy. I'm going to put them here because I did not start really shuffling. If it is meant to come out again, they will. So please, spirit guides, what advice, what guidance, what other messages do you have for pile number 1 for the month of November? Please, spirit guides, what advice, guidance, or messages do you have for pile number 1, month of November? What is pile number 1? Is this everything from the Rose Oracle? Yes, okay. At the back of the deck we have Lineage of the Rose. Moved by the goddess, here for this so-called gather. Ooh, I'm going to read that out of the guidebook because we have here so-called and we had judgment with inner callings. So that one cannot escape my guidebook. So where is this? Lineage of the Rose. These changing, divisive times, your soul chose to be here right now for this. You're part of a collective team led by the goddess, by the mother of us all, to reweave the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity, to make spaces where all people feel cherished and safe, to heal and be healed from the destructive patterns of patriarchy, to be part of the return of the goddess to the earth. If you've been doubting your path, you're being called to look within and trust the whispers and weavings from caverns deep. The way of the mystic rose is walked by few and known by heart, not mind. Try not to overthink, rather trust the threads that are woven deep. This card contains within it a confirmation of the inner call and a reassurance that you're not alone in it. The Mother of us all thanks you for being part of these changing times for humanity. She acknowledges your devotion to doing your best to support yourself and others in the journey back home, to themselves, to each other, and to the earth. She wants you to know that she is available to guide you every step of the way. Speak, sing, and dance with her. You are led, you are led, you are led. Something you may want to meditate upon the question or make a journal entry is the question, how are you being called to commit more deeply to humanity and the earth? And this came from the Rose Oracle, that's why there was the rose mention. Now, on to the next cards. We have Codes of the Seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. So, there is a seed within ourselves that knows when it is time to bloom and to come out of the soil, of the dark soil, also sometimes called the void. And in this seed, we have all the information needed on how to take care of the seed, of the idea, of the creation of ourselves, even if we are creating a new version of ourselves that we want to live in. So, meaning that the blueprint is within you, it means that the plan of your life and how your life is going to be and how it's going to end is within you. Meaning that the inner compass on what you need to do and where you need to go and what the next step is already within you, planted there. Just that we've lost connection to it, and it's now a time to take a step back and listen within ourselves and trust ourselves on what the next step is going to be like, because you know what the next step is. It's within you. You just need to access that and trust it. That's why I call you all owls. You have your intuition, you have the wisdom within you. You know best what you need to do, when you to need what steps you need to take, what actions you need to do, or what non-action you need to do. It's all within yourself. It's just a matter of trusting yourself and really listening to it, because it's not going to scream at you what you need to do. It's going to be a quiet voice, a whisper, something really familiar that is going to lead you. And it's more that you listen and trust that, the better you are going to perceive those nudges from within. Then we have release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. So yeah, you are going through death and rebirth. You're maybe going even through an ego death right now, because we had the mention of it with the temperance. So you are transforming, and transformation is not something light. You need to release what was, so that the new can come and all change, as we live in an ever-changing world. Nothing's going to be the same. Even if we are humans and we like our comfort zones, even then things will change, because in the past our phones were not smartphones. We had to type things with a button. If you are from that type, you know what I mean. Other people that are younger may not know, but we didn't have smartphones at the time. And so we had we had like 3, 6, 9 12 buttons where they were numbered to 1 till 0, and then we have here like special buttons, and the letters where every button had like 3 to 4 letters, and we had to type like twice to get a B, 3 times to get a C, so that we could write the message. But as technology evolves and changes, we got smartphones, so we had to trust the smartphones as well and not be afraid of them, because this is the change of technology that we are going through. So technology changes, they evolve and get better and better, and the same goes for us. We change and we get better and better. We always change to be the best version of ourselves. As life does change, things may end, but sometimes those endings are for the better, so that something better can come in. So it gets better and better. So we are living in an ever-changing world, and so do we. We are also ever-changing. We keep evolving, we keep learning, we keep on going. So we also need to be able to release the old. So because you could not have a you could have a smartphone and one of those old phones, and the old phone's still working, but with those old phones, most of the time you cannot do as much as with the smartphones now. So sometimes you have to let go of the old so that you can have the new. So I had to let go of my old phone as well, with that I could slide like open like this, and then the buttons underneath would appear so that I could write or play my games. So I had to let go of that old so that I could have a smartphone and get to know this and change myself with what is changing around me as well. So that is transformation. That is death and rebirth. That is shedding the old and accepting that changes happen for a reason. Then we also have We Are Nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. I love this card in the guidebook. That's why I'm going to pick this one out from here and read it for you, because it's really beautiful. So we are nature. We've built a world on top of the world. If you look up the word of nature in a dictionary, you'll see a reference to plants, animals, and landscapes as opposed to humans. We speak of getting into nature or getting grounded as something we need to do. We've forgotten that we don't exist in nature, we are nature. Indigenous earth-based traditions have always seen the planet and all beings as interconnected and sacred, humans as one with the earth itself. The earth and Mother Rose. Mother Rose is, by the way, the entity, the strong entity that Rebecca Campbell worked with to channel the Rose Oracle. The earth and Mother Rose are calling us back to earth, to weave the sacred back in, to weave nature back into the center of our everyday lives, to see ourselves as nature and to spend more time interacting with the living natural world, returning to nature. How's your connection with nature? What's your relationship with your own body? How can you live in a more grounded way? This card is an invitation to develop a deeper connection with the earth, to actively spend time with the physical, natural world around you, to tend it, and to take your place as a custodian of it, to see the sacred in all of life, to notice the changing seasons around you and within you, and to remember that you too are part of the earth's ever-changing landscape. The ever-changing came back. Okay, let's continue. To remember that you are nature and that you'll always find your true nature in nature. To embrace your body as your home and the planet as your mother. So questions that you could reflect upon are the ones that I've read, and the ones that are coming now are: how can you connect more deeply with nature and your own true nature? How can you return more to the earth? The answer lies within yourself, as I've said this. So on to the next oracle deck, because apparently we have a theme going on. The last oracle deck is again one of Rebecca Campbell's oracle decks, the Work Your Light oracle. So let's see what this has in store for you, pile number 1. So please, Spirit guides, what advice, what guidance, or what message do you have for pile number 1 about their month of November? Please, Spirit guides, what advice, guidance, or message do you have for pile number 1 for November 2023? Anything else you like to add for pile number 1 to know about November? Any guidance, any advices, anything that could be of help for pile number 1? No. Okay. We got all our cards. Back of the deck we have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. This is talking about that things happen for a reason. Sometimes they are orchestrated from the subtle realm for us to go through, so that we can end up where we need to end up with, and up in, or whatever. But know that you are not going through that alone, that there are helpers in the subtle realms, your spirit guides, your angels, your deities, spirit, the universe, whatever you may work with, the fays, the gnomes, the elemental spirits, nature spirits. What are there more? There are more. Certainly there are more, but dragons, even unicorn, whatever. They are there helping you. Animals, spirit animals. Like for example, I met one of my spirit animals 2 weeks ago. It was a snake. A cool snake. So, yeah, there are helpers out there helping you go through it. You may not perceive them because they are subtle in their ways, but they are there. And if you need help, you can ask them. They need your permission to intervene or give guidance, because if you don't ask, they will also not answer. That's the same with when you are in school. If you don't understand something, you need to ask the teacher, because the teacher is not going to smell or see or perceive that you are not understanding it. So you have to ask. You have to open up your mouth and ask for help. The same goes for your spirit guides. If you need help, just ask them. They are there listening to you all the times, even if you may not receive the answer immediately. Because for example, I don't always get the answer immediately. Sometimes I'm being led to the answer to find it myself, like in a book or something. Then we have yes, just say yes. There is something in the month of November where you are going to feel the need of saying yes, because it's a big yes, like from wholeheartedly yes. That's when you say yes. When it's not wholeheartedly yes, then it's a no. Let's see. I think because you have to see the guidebook of the yes card, 28. Is yes, 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 yes. Yes. Don't overthink it. Just say yes. So there is something where you will feel the yes coming out of your mouth without thinking. That's the sign. Then you have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook, because this is important. This is something I am learning too. Boundaries. What are they? For what are they here? And how can we better them? 38 is... If you hear someone screaming, that's my neighbor's kids. Boundaries. You are being called to create clear boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal. But before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need of approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check it with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate with you? I think I've mentioned something about feeling within yourself the answers and stuff like this. I think. I'm not sure. I hope I did. I forgot what I've said before, but okay. Well then, let's continue. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Oh, I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook too, because that is also one of the good cards. Really, you've got the good cards, in my personal opinion. Trust your path. 54. The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. Most people don't follow the highest call of their soul because they are waiting to see the end destination before they take the first step. If you take one baby step each day within a year, you will have taken 365 steps. And in 2024, it's going to be 366 steps. In your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, write a page every day. If you want to change careers, do one thing every day in dedication to that. Before you know it, in just a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you have journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself up to a whole new level of support and receiving. Things are not going to work out the way you are planning, but if you have a little faith and keep showing up, they will work out even better than you could possibly imagine. Don't micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. So pile number 1, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that you liked it. I hope it could help you. I wish you a beautiful month of November. And thank you for sticking with me till the end. And I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. You chose the Children of Leeza Tarot. the rose quartz angel wing pendant. I've certainly lost for a bit my English speaking skills, and this is going to be your reading about the month of November. Yeah, so I hope you had a good month of October. I hope you liked the picker cards that I did themed around shadow. So messages from your shadow self, what hidden truths you needed to face, and the last one was getting to know your thoughts, like why you have negative or bad thoughts, where they came from, what they mean, and how to attract more positive thoughts. This was all about that. So I hope that you like the shadowy aspects in October. Now that November is rolling in, I'm bringing back also my other videos that I normally do, like Reiki's, little Reiki videos, other talk videos, and I hope that I'm able to film enough footage, because at the end of November I will be going to Brazil and I will spend there 7 weeks, and there I'm not going to be able to film anything and upload because no one knows what I do there. I'm closet because people talk there. It's a small city, lots of people that are not open-minded at all, and so I don't have energy to want to see people looking at me as if I am an alien. So what I am tending to do is post more on Instagram and on TikTok, if I figure out how TikTok works. I will be posting in the community tab here on YouTube. My TikTok, if I'm able to do something there so that you can see it, and if not, on my Instagram, you will be able to find me. And my Instagram is always linked in the description, so you can find me there. And so if you miss me, and if I'm not able to film enough footage till I come back from Brazil, you will find me there, and it's sort of a little replacement for the YouTube channel if I'm not able to get enough. Like, I have to film 7 weeks worth of a main video, and then that's already 7 videos that I need to make, and if better it would be 8. Then 2 for the mini readings, so will be 14, best 16 videos, so 16 plus 8, like 25 videos. I have to make 25 videos in such a small amount of time. Yeah, if I'm not able to do that, I'm not going to burn myself out. So I may say in the community tab if I was able to film enough for that, and if not, then you will find the information there, and I will say that I'm just not active because I'm away, but I will come back, so wait for me, please. So yeah, that's the gist of this. So now I shuffled the card enough and I've talked enough. Let's get into your reading. So please, guys, what is the main theme of the month of November for pile number 2s? Please, one more card. What is the main theme of the month of November for pile number 2s? Please, guys, what is the main theme of the month of November 2023 for pile number 2s? Thank you. So please, guys, what does pile number 2 need to look out for? in the month of November 2023. Please read guys, what does pile number 2 need to look out for in the month of November? Thanks. Please read guys, what energy can pile number 2 release from the month of October, so that they can have a good month of November? What energy can they release from the month of October, so that they can have a good month of November? Please read guys. So please read guys, what energy can pile number 2 embody for them to have a good month of that was not good. Please read guys, what energy can pile number 2 embody for them to have a good month of November 2023. Please read guys, what energy can pile number 2 embody for them to have a good month of November? So please read guys, what advice do you have for pile number 2 for the month of November 2023? What advice are there for pile number 2s about their month of November 2023? Any advices for pile number 2 for the month of November? One more card please, so that we have an odd number. What thanks not for, I don't know, not two. One more please read guys, one more card for the advice. Here we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay. Please read guys, what is the possible outcome of the month of November for pile number 2? Please read guys, what is the possible outcome of the month of November? Too many cards. Please read guys, and thanks. What is the possible outcome of the month of November for pile number 2? Please read guys, one more card. This one here. Okay. So, yeah, the main theme of the month is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Page of Swords in reverse as well. I'm hearing I should read the guidebook, so I'm going to read the guidebook. 7 of Pentacles, reverse. Reverse, it indicates that your zealousness to invest has led you to poor decision, or you have disregarded investing altogether and are spending frivolously. Reverse, impatient, giving into instant gratification, discouraged, giving up prematurely, short-sightedness, daydreaming about the future, neglecting your foundations. The fruit, this deck has always a little poem with every card, so I'm going to read the poem out. If I ever hear that I need to read out the cards, I'm going to read the poem as well. The fruit is sweeter than the seed, but it takes so long to grow. Still, if I eat the seed right now, the fruit I'll never know. Then we have the Page of Swords. Reversed. This card may indicate someone who is either too gullible, regurgitating false information, or refusing to listen to others' perspectives. Reversed. All talk, no action. Unreliable narrator. Intellectual posturing. Prone to exaggeration. Pretentiousness. Overanalyzing conman. A I wander for words and for knowledge I lost. Yet in my haste for truth I must learn to trust. So it looks like pile number 2. The main theme of the month of November is you learning to be more patient, to not rely on information that you have not confirmed for yourself if it's true or not. Maybe learning as well as listening to other people's perspectives and maybe guidance and advices. What else peaked? Yeah, haste. I've heard haste. I think it means that you should tone down a little bit, not get overly impatient and rush into things, but instead take your time to make decisions and really listen to your intuition. Because apparently, because of the Page of Swords in reverse, you are prone to overanalyzing. And I have to say, I'm like that too. So I overanalyze too. I'm overthinking too. It makes me stagnant in many ways. So there's that. Those are the main themes that I'm feeling like they are more things that you need to learn and to be aware of. Then it could be for some of you that it's going to happen like this, and you are going to meet someone that is going to be like giving false information and so on, and you should pay attention that you are not overly trusting and not overspending in case they are out there to give you money. Yeah, to take money from you, I mean. The other way around. But maybe you are. Not going to judge you, but maybe you are the conman and are trying to get out, to get money from others in not the most good way. It's just a way of trying to survive. I know. But still pay attention. Then we have, what do you need to look out for in the month ahead? We have Death, the Magician, and the Three of Cups. So we have 2 major arcana here. So this is really highlighting the question, what do you to look out for in the month ahead. So the main card here is the Magician in the middle, and the Magician, he has his skills, he has the resources he needs to make his ideas, bring them into reality and manifest them into reality. You could say that the Magician is a master in manifestation, in bringing something that is up there in the thoughts, in the subtle realms, into the physical world. And he uses his skills to do that because he knows and is confident that he can do that. He has the resources with the Pentacles. He has the knowledge with the swords and his way of communicating what is needed. He has the want. He has the passion to take action upon that. He is emotionally there with his creativity. He has those 4 in package to bring that into reality. And looks like that it is talking about friendships. So what you need to pay attention to is what friendships you are manifesting. What friendships are you creating? Because the Three of Cups talks about friendships and celebrations, being together with others. But we had here death. Previously, we have here death. Death talks about letting go of the old, letting something die. In some cases, the ego needs to die so that something new can start. So maybe you have let go of old friendships and you are wanting to manifest new friendships, but you need to be paying attention to what types of friendships do you want to manifest. Be specific, because if you're not specific, the universe can give what you don't desire. And sometimes the universe is going to give you what you don't desire because you need to learn a lesson from it. And sometimes because we as humans, we tend to not dream big and want the best for us, but instead of a little crumb, sometimes the universe is like, no, you deserve more, here's the whole cake. and gives you more than you want. And so there is also this feeling sometimes that we don't deserve it, but we do deserve it. There's a need to be a little bit more confident, because look at how the magician is standing here. He is exuding confidence. So that's why you should exude your confidence as well. So look out for what you are trying to manifest. For safety reasons. Because as we can manifest the good, we can also sometimes manifest not so good. But most of the times it doesn't happen because the universe holds it back because it knows it's going to be catastrophic otherwise. And sometimes we are lucky that we are not manifesting all the bad stuff that we are thinking of and overthinking of. Because the universe is like, no. Stop here. Nicht. No, not that. and works towards not bringing it into your life. Sorry, I'm moving here a little bit because I bumped into it. So that's it. So what energy can you release from this past month of October is we have the Two of Swords in reverse as well as the Hermit in reverse, and I need to I don't want to have problems with YouTube, so we take precaution. So your indecision. Is it indecision? Yeah. I can't pronounce indecisions. No. Guidebook. Okay, guidebook. Guidebook it is. Guidebook it is. Where is the no? Swords. What are you here? So guidebook. The Two of Swords. Reversed. In reverse position, logic yields to confusion and indecision trumps faith. You may become paralyzed by overanalyzing your situation. Well, I was right. That's where I was doubting myself. See? Even I doubt myself sometimes, so be confident more. Reversed. Indecisiveness, confusion, mental overload, psychotic breaks, stress, worry, overcautiousness, overanalyzing. So, if I fight, will I fail? If I take flight, will I fall? As I worry about these questions, my monsters loom tall. Then we have the Hermit in reverse. The Hermit. Here, the reverse is called the shadow. The shadow of the hermit is reclusive and is isolating, retreating not to gain deeper understanding, but out of fear or laziness. Reverse: loneliness, paranoia, isolation, withdrawal, reclusiveness, not taking enough time for personal reflection or too much time thinking and not enough action. Intellectual or spiritual elitism. I am alone and quite content, for it's only me I need. For everything a tree can be starts with a seed. To know the self and look within, to learn to live without, is to live a life of happiness, missing only doubt. Perhaps someday you too will find what I have found, the many truths I've come across, both simple and profound. So yeah, part number 2, you need to release your indecisiveness, and also if you have been isolating yourself, it's time to get into more meeting people, into maybe listening also to their advices, because we had this come up here in the main theme. Because people also go sometimes through similar things as we go through life, and sometimes the knowledge that they gain can help us, but sometimes it's also valid to not take those advices if our intuition tells us not to. But otherwise, if your intuition is like, okay, yeah, let's do this, then listen to it. Because sometimes we can proceed faster through those things. Sorry, I'm playing with a tripod. Sometimes we can how do you say this? Proceed faster through something because we've listened to the advice and tried to make it as the other person before us, so that we don't lose the time that they lost in trying to figure out how it works out the best. Sorry, I'm going to take this crystal in my hair because I'm feeling drawn to it. It's a green. This is the green opal that I have. I don't know why, but I felt like I needed to take it in my hands. Surely because I've been paying attention to me. I've been a little bit losing my focus here. And I was playing with the tripod, what I normally don't do when I'm filming. So I don't know if there is someone in this group that has lost its focus and is playing around, not paying attention. or if this is me, that is somehow a bit too airy. So let's see. What is this? What energy to embody for the month ahead? We have the Five of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. I'm being reminded now by something my soul sister says. She is learning the traditional way of reading tarot cards without intuition, just basically logic and stuff like this from generations past. Something that we as modern day users will not really tap into. She always says when the cards come out in reverse, all cards come out in reverse, it's something that you know already. So with the Four of Swords here, yeah, I don't know why I'm feeling so so doubtful of myself when it comes to the meanings of the cards right now. I'm sorry, pile number 2, that you have to go through that. But I'm going to take the guidebook and rely on that. There's a little bit more in your case. I don't know why, because why I'm so doubting myself, but hope it's just for today. In reverse, this card suggests that rather than restorative reflection, you are restless and anxious to take action, which may cause you to ignore your need for recovery. Time for action, restlessness, anxiety, needless worry, emotional or mental burnout, neglecting self-care. 4 of Swords. The day may be wiser than the night, but in the dark one finds true sight. So either you are not taking action enough and you are resting too much, or you are restless and taking too much action so that you don't rest enough. And since we had here needless worry and anxiety, this may stem from why I've been so in doubt with myself when it comes to the meanings of the cards, because sometimes I embody the energy and emotions of my viewers as an empath. So I've said this before in another reading, sometimes you can see me as a reflection of yourself. So however I comport myself can sometimes be a reflection of what you are doing currently. Doesn't have to always be, but sometimes. And if I feel like the need to say that, it may be in those moments. Then Wands, the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands in reverse. The 5 of Wands indicates that you may be creating conflict where there is none, or projecting your own discontentment onto others. Perceived tension or conflict where there is none. Primitively reacting, self-fulfilling prophecies, expecting the worst out of people. A battle of wills is not easily won. A small fire may spiral until all is undone. And we have the Devil. I'm hearing the devil by the window. The devil by the window, trade my life. I think it's how it goes. I can't remember the lyrics. It's a song by Tomorrow by Together. I think it is called The Devil by the Window. The song. Hold on, because I've been hearing it. I'm going to check the lyrics and read it out loud. Hold on. Just give me a second. TXT Devil by the Window lyrics. Okay. Here. I met the devil by the window, traded my life. Temptation touched my tongue, spread the wings of desire. His whispering, give up, don't you put up a fight. Said the devil by the window, dream on, good night. Devil by the Window, Tomorrow by Together. If you want to listen to it, maybe there is a message for you there. But yeah, don't get tempted on giving up. Then we have the Devil's Shadow is quite conversely about liberation, especially sexual liberation. It can also be a sign that you need to give in and live a little. Well, somehow there's a song and this contradicting itself, but whatever. Prudishness, sexual liberation, independence, revolution, assertiveness, overcoming addiction, facing your demons, need to indulge. You think you own what's before your eyes. You think you're too pure for greed and lies. So now laugh and drink, you're sure to be merry. The weight of your sins you're later to carry. Falling further, you'll think your splendor sublime, while I wait in the shadows, just biding my time. So if I have to put all of this together, there is a need for you to either take action or to not take action, to calm a little bit down and not let your anxiety, doubt, or whatever overtake you, to have a little fun but in moderation, and to not give up on the endeavors that you want to do, that you know are good for you, that you feel are going to make you happy on the long term and not on the instant gratification, as we had here with the Seven of Pentacles. So your advice is, we have the Sun in reverse, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands upright, the Lovers reversed, and I know that I need to hide need to hide a little bit, so I'm going to move a little bit the cards so that I have enough room. And then we also have the Nine of Swords upright. So Page of Wands. And yes, I just gave up. I'm going to read all of the book. I'm not feeling confident at all. Page of Wands. It's the main message of the advice, like the center of it. I'm sorry. The Page of Wands is a younger feminine energy who is full of passion, enthusiasm, and optimism. If they are to represent someone in your life, they are likely a person with a lot of energy and an eagerness to succeed. They could be a student, apprentice, or a younger sibling or relative. Upright, a younger feminine energy who is either a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Enthusiastic, eager to learn and or travel, a free spirit, discovery, harbinger of motivation, sudden search of inspiration. And I think they are saying that this is a feminine energy because of the person on the card, because fire energy is not feminine energy but masculine energy. I, for example, my big threes are all the fire signs, and I'm quite masculine in some sort of, in some ways, in other ways no. But yeah, Page of Wands, it has energy, feminine energy and masculine energy has nothing to do with gender or anything else, so don't get that confused. You could be a man that has feminine energy, you could be a man that has masculine energy, you could be a woman that has feminine energy, you could be a woman that has masculine energy, you could be non-binary and have both energies or one more than the other. Yin and yang. I've talked about this with pile number 1 even. I showed them a picture of the yin and yang. Because the energy was more relevant than here in this case for you, pile number 2. So the options are endless, the opportunities vast. With all that's around me, time flies by quite fast. So now to the Sun. Even its shadow self is sunny, as it usually only indicates a slight less prominent joy, one that is perhaps tempered by recent adversity. Reversed, clouded or slightly less joy, unrealistic expectations, too much or too little enthusiasm, faking happiness for others. The Sun. You've seen the dusk and the dark, and so comes the dawn with your burden unraveled. It's time to move on. The long battle is over, the day all but won. Now bask in its warmth like a cat in the sun. Happiness, joy, fulfillment, and light. Your future from here can only be bright. There's 3 of Swords in reverse. The reverse of this card signifies the sword falling out as one begins to heal and forgive after times of hardship and heartbreak. Overcoming heartbreak, catharsis, optimism, closure, repressed feelings, moving on, forgiveness. My bleeding heart, my broken wings, through the pain my soul still sings. So it looks like the advice is for you to be enthusiastic and that you are healing, knowing that you are healing from those times where you may have had to fake your own happiness for others. Or advice, even if you are not getting the full fulfillment and joy, there are still times of healing that you are going through, and those better times, those happier times that are not so tempered as in the card of the Sun will come up. So the Lovers in reverse. The Lovers card is also about aligning one's values with one's action. The shadow cast by the Lovers is one of cognitive dissonance, instability, and disharmony. Disharmony and imbalanced psyche, trust issues, conflict, separation, lack of accountability, adultery, avoiding responsibility, love lost, broken heart. Well, interesting, because I took the green opal, and green is the color of the heart chakra. Love's embrace can be fierce or sweet, igniting sparks of intent when the two aspects meet. Yet bliss and danger both lurk here, as love and passion give life to fear. As flames of hunger bite the skin, one wonders if this union is of virtue or sin. This reminds me of the meaning of the Lovers from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Hold on, let me read that out of you, because this now is a lead. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the meanings of the cards are a little bit different than when we read it out of intuition. So the reverse meaning of the Lovers in the Rider-Waite-Smith is the temptation, interference, discord, moral quandary. Reverse meaning, there may be interference with the seeker's affairs from a meddling third party. In a romantic relationship, the Lover's reverse could suggest meddling from an in-law, relative, or someone who is jealous of the relationship. The card could also symbolize interference from lifestyle circumstances. A third party is tampering with the seeker's relationship or situation. It doesn't have to be a relationship. When the Lover's card is in reverse, the symbol of relevance is the serpent. There is a serpent in the Seeker's kingdom. In a reading for love, the card reversal indicates uncertainty or confusion in a relationship. The Seeker's heart and mind do not align about his or her lover. and that uncertainty has been brought on by the meddling of a third party who is planting seeds of doubt in the seeker. The Lover's card upright and reversed can both indicate the choice between vice and virtue, and an ethical or moral quandary that the seeker faces. Upright may suggest that the seeker chooses what is ethical or moral to him or her. In reverse, it suggests a temptation to veer from the seeker's own standard of ethics or morality. Well then, the cards have spoken. So, now we have the Nine of Swords. Quite the brutal image here. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords represents the deep psychological anxieties that keep us from peaceful slumber. 3 ravens attempt to dodge flying swords behind a surreal nightmare. The first raven reflects the reality of the situation. Though his obstacles are stressful and dangerous, he avoids destruction. The second raven represents the intense emotional impact of our anxieties. Finally, the last raven depicts how we continue to carry these psychic burdens as if they were physical. Upright, nightmares, anxiety, insomnia, depression, mental stress, spiraling, paranoia, hysteria. That which in darkness may appear in misery finds order and harmony in the fresh light of day. So I get the feeling that you should not let your worries, anxiety overtake you. To find somehow something that can help you bring you down, to help bring you back into your body. Something that calms down. Somehow I'm thinking of, like, because if this is disturbing your sleep, pile number 2. For example, for some time ago, I've bought this spray here. This is a lavender spray that you can spray on your pillow. And lavender is good for relaxation. It is calming. So it is something that you can spray on your pillow to sleep better. You can also spray it in the room so that it smells a little bit of lavender, and it helps. Certainly it helps me to calm down. I like the smell of lavender even personally. So if you don't like lavender, you can also take something that smells good and is calming to you, something familiar. Perhaps that can help you sleep better. You could make, like, for example, some calming tea before you go to bed, like lavender tea, chamomile tea. I'm sure there are other teas that have a calming effect. So if you are struggling with sleep because of insomnia and nightmares, try to find something that can calm you down. Like, I've heard someone once say that because they were struggling with panic attacks, that they had a special plushie for when they had a panic attack, that they would always hug when they were going through a panic attack, and it was like a self-reassuring thing that could help them calm down a little bit. So maybe you want to get a plushie for yourself to help you when you have an anxiety attack, because this exists too. But know that you are healing from whatever heartbreak that you went through, that you are going to find the harmony back. It's going to take a little bit more, things may not be as perfect as you want yet, but things will steady improve if you keep working on it. And if you are stressing yourself because of worries and anxiety, and you cannot cope with it alone, then please do look if you can find professional help, a therapist, a psychologist. They know how to help you better. And if you have the means to get the help, then please do. Then you have the Fool in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. The Fool in reverse. Her shadow self is dim-witted or illogical, overly trusting and quite reckless. She is the only major arcana card that is completely human, as she represents the Clairaudiant at the start of their divine journey. Is she about to take a leap of faith or foolishness? Only time will tell. Reverse foolishness, naivety, recklessness, refusal of the call, irritability, riskiness, childishness, distraction, apathy, negligence, lack of fun, crisis of faith. A fool I am, if fools want just to wonder still, in my head are countless things for which I'm left to ponder. Naive I am, all wise men do agree, yet here I stand and still okay as far as I can see. I can't be stopped, and even if I could, it doesn't mean I will or even that I should. So don't worry about the card punching you in the face if this is talking about yourself. It just means that you are at the beginning of the journey, so you are still learning to work through those things. The Hierophant. No. The Hierophant. His shadow may take this to an extreme, upholding a group ideal even when it conflicts with logic or justice. Conversely, this restriction may prove suffocative and force the beast within to rule the self once more, sometimes for better, often for worse. Reverse, non-conformity, rebellion, restrictions, unconventional lifestyles and or relationships, rigidness, delusionment, forced conformity, suppressed individuality, restricted expression. My ways are tried and true, my walls not just confining. I am quite safe in here without want or pining. What could there be for me outside the comfort of these walls? Would freedom lift my spirit up or weigh it as it falls? I feel content, why should I change? For I like the norm and discard the strange. So it may not sound like the possible outcome of the month of November is good and happy and all that we wished it would be. But I think that even if it's like this, there's still some inner sort of beauty in it, because there is still a process going on of learning and navigating through it. But yeah, let's get some more advice and guidance from the oracle cards, so that the possible outcome can be a little bit better. So please speak, guides. What advice, guidance, or messages do you have for pile number 2 for the month of November 2023? Please speak, guides. What guidance, advices, or other messages do you have for pile number 2's month of November? Sorry. Is this everything from this deck? Okay. At the back of the deck we have Temple of the Rose, Ancient Power, Expression, Activation, Scarlet Codes. I do have to read this one out of the guidebook. because it's, I think, the first time I've seen it in a reading, my friends, in a reading. The Temple of the Rose. Maybe I don't and I just forgot it. For millennia, feminine power expression and wisdom have been suppressed. As a result, the feminine has been silenced, dismissed, and disrespected. We've become disconnected from the earth, the mother, and have stopped revering our elders. But times are finally changing, and we are all part of this change. Every time we honor our body, express our wisdom, share our voice, and connect with our sensuality, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we call back our power, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we come together in a circle, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we honor our cyclic nature and the cycles of nature, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Regardless of which gender you identify with, if any, this is a card of calling back your power. It's a card of expressing your truth, no matter what it is. It's a card of sharing your soul's voice and singing the song that you came here to sing. This is a card of activation. It's a call to action, and it's a remembrance. You're the child of the ancient goddess. As you express yourself, you express for all who could not. As you reclaim your power, you do so for all those who cannot. Each shackle you break through, you free those who are yet to come. Share your voice, sing your song, dance your dance, reclaim your power. This is what you came here for. Something to reflect, meditate upon is the question. How are you being called to call back your power, express your truth, or honor the cyclic nature within? Let me take a sip of water, so that I can move on. Then we have the sacred union, beloved within, inner and outer relationship. I'm going to read that out of guidebook. Then the Great Mother, surrender to mystery, fall into her arms. So the Great Mother is a card of surrender to the mystery. Sometimes, and most of the time, like always, we will not know what is ahead of us. Of course, we can predict things with tarot and divination, but sometimes tarot and divination can refuse to give us the complete insight of what is going to happen, because we don't need to know. It's like, yes, we can tend to predict it, but sometimes if it's not meant for you to know what is in the future for you, they will refuse. They will give you a reading that makes no sense, that's not resonating. So we have to also trust in the mystery of life, and trust that even if we don't know what is happening in the future and how the future is going to look like, we just need to surrender and walk the path regardless. If we know where the destination is going to end or not, we have to walk that path regardless. And fall into her arms is also like letting yourself be held by the Great Mother, the goddess, spirit, the universe, whatever you may believe in, to even if you don't know what is going to happen, to let yourself fall into their arms, because they are there to hold you, to help you navigate through all those things. They are here to support you as well. So let yourself fall into their arms and trust the path that you are walking. Trust where you are being guided. Trust and surrender to the mystery of what is going to happen and what is may not be going to happen. Then you have the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. I'm sorry. This I'm going to read out of the guidebook as well. Oops. Then we have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. So, going to read those three out of the guidebook. Just because I haven't had them a lot come up in readings, so I'm not sure of the meanings. So be with me while I'm learning it, and I'm going to read it in alphabetical order. It's easier. So we will begin with the child within. We can be so hard on ourselves, expecting to heal according to a schedule and beating ourselves up when we make a mistake. The rose wants us to release all hardness from our bodies and all hurt from ourselves, to find a way to soften, to remember that no matter what has happened, is happening, or will happen, we're all innocent children of the stars and the earth. The flowers are here for us. They are safe, soft place to remember. They want you to nurture the child within. This is a card of gentle reassurance and compassion. It brings a message of gentle understanding and tenderness. It's reminding you to treat yourself like the innocent child that you are, to take your inner child and let them rest deeply in the soft petals of your heart. We all have a child within us who at some point went into exile because they were hurt or because the world didn't feel safe. And no matter how much we've grown, we as adults are hurt or triggered. It's normal to regress to this age and feel overwhelmed by the original emotion. And while we can't change the past, what we can do is scoop up the child within and place them in the soft petals of the rose of our own hearts. How can you tenderly tend the child within? I was humming Pirates of the Caribbean. If this is somehow important to you, Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie, or the soundtrack, or maybe the soundtrack is, I believe, Hans Zimmer, the compositor of it. So maybe the soundtrack is important to you, or the movie, or you're a fan of Hans Zimmer, I don't know. Just came through me humming. The reunion. This current period in history has been spoken of by mystics through the ages, and you choose to incarnate right in the middle of it. You didn't do so alone. We came here in waves and with joint souls missions. You were never meant to walk this life alone. It's time to come back together, to remember that we are not in competition, rather we hold keys for each other. This is the way of the rose, to bloom bravely regardless of what others are doing, or not, and not be threatened when others do this alongside you. The rose doesn't open and close according to who's walking by. She reveals her beauty to the world without waver. You're here to do that too. There are people who at the soul level choose to walk alongside you, but for them to find you, you must first let them see you. Reveal yourself to the world. Open your heart and mind to collaboration rather than competition. So many of us, particularly those who identify as women, have learned to be mistrustful of one another, as if we're in competition. This card comes with a message of collaborations, partnerships, and friendships, a confirmation that one or more people are entering your life. Or it could be a sign that you're being called to co-create on a project with someone you already know. Decide to bloom together. Rose transmission, or also called affirmation, is: I release any old programming of competition. I open myself up to relationships and collaborations. It's safe for me to trust and co-create. It's safe for me to speak clearly. It's safe for me to set clear boundaries and collaborate. Then the sacred union. This is a card of second. No, this is not the right card. Hoopsala. The sacred union. Relationships are how we grow. They cradle and stretch us through connection and division, love and hurt, compassion and separation. They invite us to return again and again to the most important relationship we'll ever have, the one with ourselves, the sacred union that's been waiting within. Ancient mystery teachings whisper secrets of sacred unions. Hieros gamos, sacred marriage, I may have pronounced that wrong, is early Christian mysticism and Kabbalah, sexual alchemy in ancient Egyptian teachings, and Yap Yum, Father Mother, in Tibetan Buddhism. We are familiar with mystic couples such as Isis and Osiris, but we each have the sacred masculine and feminine within. And sacred union through external relationship is always an invitation to deepen the union within. Every relationship can be seen as an invitation to deepen connection with the beloved within. Even our most challenging relationships, especially the most challenging ones. The sacred union isn't just between you and another, it's returning to yourself, and when we return to ourselves, we also return to humanity as a whole. Maybe you're being invited to grow through relationships. Perhaps you feel like you're being tested or stretched, or find yourself longing for something external. This is an invitation to deepen the connection within, to embrace yourself fully, and treat yourself like the most precious person on the planet. The more embraced you feel, the easier it is to embrace others. How can you embrace yourself more? So on to the last Oracle deck for today. We have a little theme going on. We have another Rebecca Campbell deck. It's what I've been drawn towards, by the way. I choose my decks based on intuition. So please, spirit guides, what guidance or messages do you have for pile number 2 for November 2023? What guidance, advices, or messages do you have for pile number 2 for the month of November 2023? What else do you have pile number the spirit for pile number 2 as guidance, as advice, or messages about the month of November 2023, please? Is this everything? Okay, so this first, this, and this. At the guide of the back, at the back of the deck, we have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Yes, we had that with, what was it? The reunion, I believe. That you came here to share your voice, to sing your song, to express yourself. So this share your voice here is talking about that you should come out of your cave, to not hide, to share your voice, to share your expression, to share who you are. So that those people that you want to reunite with you can find you. Be yourself, trust in yourself, sing your song, dance your dance, as the guidebook in the Rose Oracle said. Don't hide away. So, I think, hold on. I've lied. Because I felt like this group had a lot of songs coming up. Yes, I forgot to mention it in the beginning. But when I was preparing myself to do your reading, I've been hearing "Let It Be" by the Beatles. So, speaking words of wisdom, let it be, let it be. Let it be. And then we had Pirates of the Caribbean that I was humming. Then we also had The Devil by the Window that came out. So after the Work Your Light Oracle here, I'm going to post some songs for you. encouraging messages, or messages that may be a little bit provocative, to encourage you to move on, to trust yourself. So it's not the last deck we are going to use. We're going to use my self-made deck as the last one. So we have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Know that you are guided all the time, that you are here because you were guided towards here, that you are here in this moment, in this situation currently, because you were guided to be there, because there is something that needs to be learned, that needs to be experienced, because you decided to experience that. And know that if you feel lost, you can always ask for guidance, and the divine is going to help you see and show you that you don't have to be in doubt, that you can trust and move forward and along. Then you have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? We have the child within with inner mother. And now here you have again Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Going to read that out of the guidebook, because we had this message come twice with the inner mother and how can you mother yourself. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered the deepest calling, the deepest part of yourself that wants to do something? Have you answered to that call? Have you taken action towards that? Have you made one step for it? Have you planned it? I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook as well, because I feel like I need to do that. And then you have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And that one as well. Just got that message. So we are going to so deep replenishment. Oh yes, thing. The work your light oracle is not in alphabetical order. Deep replenishment 60. So because it's not in alphabetical order, I can just start with the Star Mother. Star Mother 48. You are more held than you could possibly imagine, loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love away your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try not to carry it all on your own. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off your shoulders. Forgive yourself, my dear sweet child of the earth. Then we have Warrior Woman 56. You are here for a reason. You're being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not a fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts. And the more resistance we have toward entering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I'm not afraid, I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it is not possible without fear. So if you are feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in the light of them, as uncomfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. Then we have deep replenishment. 64. Deep replenishment. The most selfless thing you can do is to fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half-filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favorite cafe, attending a women's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all those around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Your action that you should take upon based on the guidebook is do something that deeply replenishes you today. And now to end the reading, we are going to get some encouraging messages and from songs that you may want to listen to if you want. You don't have to. You can just also take the message from there. So please, spirit guides, any last messages for pile number 2 for the month of November? Anything that could encourage them? Any message that could help pile number 2? Well, okay. I'm going to take them. There's more. Okay. What other messages do you have? Is this everything? Yes, okay, now we have it. Okay, at the back of the deck, we have I'm Fine by BTS. Even if my wings are torn, even if someday I'm not me anymore, it's alright. Only I am my own salvation. I won't ever die in this walk. How are you doing? I'm fine. My sky is clear. All pain, say goodbye. Goodbye. So this part reminds me of that you are the only one that sometimes can help you out of the dark hole that you may have buried yourself in there. And know that whatever you're going through, it will not kill you. You won't die in this walk. The sky is going to be clear. The pain is going to go away. So even if things are not rosy, things are going to get better. So we have Not Today by BTS. Forget about the fear in your eyes. Break it up, break it up. Break the glass ceiling that cages you. That's what we were talking about, the fear. And I think the Warrior Woman. Then we have Follow the Rain by 77 Bombay Street. Like a shadow, I'm not living, just reacting to life. Now I know we must stand up for dreams and passions. Never give up the fight. Yeah, don't live in the shadow. Don't react to life. You know you have to stand up for your dreams and passions. You have to go through the fear to reach those dreams and passions that you have. And it's hard sometimes to stand up for your dreams and passions. It's not easy. I worry too about the things that I am planning to do in the future. So I'm in the same boat. But I know now that because I'm feeling those fears and insecurities and anxiety is because I am moving in the right direction. Then we have Firework by Katy Perry. Even brighter than the moon, it's always been inside of you, and now it's time to let it through. Let your light shine through pie number 2. Lights by BTS. If we were talking about the light. Dawn will come to the darkest of nights, overcome even the future. We won't stop from now on. Decide for yourself what it means to be happy. Every day take a step to grow up. Decide for yourself what it means to be happy, pie number 2. And every day take a step to make that come true. Then we have Club of Optic Mystic People by 77 Bombay Street. You gotta join the Club of Optic Mystic People. And you'll find many reasons and stop. And take your time to see the bright side of the life. Come join our Club of Optic Mystic People. Look up and you'll find many reasons you know that after heavy rain, the sun will shine again. After the storm, after the rain, the sun will shine again and things are going to get better. Know that, pie number 2, things are going to get better. Outer Wings by BTS. I made a decision. I will have unconditional trust. It's time to be brave. I'm not afraid because I believe I'm different from what I was. I won't cry on my path. I won't hang my head low. That is the sky and I'll be flying there. Fly. By the way, it's okay to cry on your path and sometimes hang your head low, but don't forget to stand back up again, to wipe those tears and continue to fight. Then you also have Permission to Dance by BTS. There's always something that's standing in the way, but if you don't let it phase you, you'll know just how to break. Just keep the right vibe, yeah, cause there's no looking back. There ain't no one to prove we don't got this on lock. Yeah, there will always be something that will stand in our way, that will be an obstacle that we need to overcome, but most of the times they are there for you to grow, to be stronger. And if you don't let it face it, you will go there without problem, because the obstacle is sometimes just a small mouse. It's not an elephant. Then we have Burning Up Fire by BTS. It's okay to just live because we're still young. Who do you think you are to say otherwise? Stop comparing. I'm only human. So what? Yeah, we're young. It's okay to just live and be sometimes. It's okay to just be. Be yourself. Don't compare yourself to someone else. We all are on different journeys, on different timelines. We all have different times where we bloom, different times when we reach success, and so on and so forth. So don't compare yourself to someone else, because we all walk a different path at different pace. Then we have, this is an anime song. It's an anime called Digimon. I say Digimon because it's in German. And I wrote the lyrics of the German song here because it's the one that I know the best. And it's translated into English, it's Live Your Dream. Leb deinen Traum. So, leb deinen Traum, denn er wird wahr. Geht deinen Weg, stelle dich der Gefahr. Live your dream, then it will come true. Go your path, face the danger. Alles, was wichtig ist, wirst du erkennen, wenn die Zeit gekommen ist. Everything that is important, you will recognize when the time is right. Greif nach den Sternen, du bist bereit. Reach for the stars, you are ready. Glaub an dich, bald ist es soweit. Believe in yourself, soon it is going to be. Wir werden bei dir sein. We are going to be there with you. So, the last one, I take this as a message from your own spirit guides. They are going to be there. They want you to believe in yourself that things are going to move at the time that is right for you. Then we have Lights by BTS. We have the song come up again. But it's okay sometimes to show weakness. It's okay to be you. Don't lie to yourself anymore. I'm going to leave that as a message on its own. Then you have So What by BTS. 90% of your worries are imaginary swamp that you created. I've pronounced it this way because of the importance of this sentence. I'm going to repeat. 90% of your worries are imaginary swamp that you created. Just go instead of worrying. Don't get scared. Cheer up. Shout it out. So what? Last but not least, we have Make It Shine by Victoria Justice from the series Victorious. You don't have to be afraid to put your dream in action. You're never gonna fade. You'll be the main attraction. So pile number 2, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that this helped you. I hope that you liked it. I wish you all the best on your journey. Don't give up. I am rooting for you, as well as your spirit guides are there cheering for you. Thank you for sticking with me till the end, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye! Hi, pile number 3, you chose the Modern Witch Tarot, the Honey Cow side, and this is going to be your reading of the November prediction. So I hope you had a good month of October. I hope you liked the pick cards that I made around the themes of shadow work, like messages from your shadow self. What hidden truths do you need to face? And getting to know your thoughts. That one was where your bad and negative thoughts came from, why they are there, what they mean, and how to attract more positive thoughts, like helping out in the shadow work department. So after this, we'll be going back to making also videos that are not only pick card, like Reiki and stuff that you may have seen already in the playlists scattered around my channel. I'm going to say now because at the end of November I'm going to Brazil. I'm going there for 7 weeks. So I am going to try to film as much as possible so that my channel is not dead because I will probably not be able to film much stuff there because people talk, they are not so open-minded at all. It's a small place, really conservative, so no one knows what I do. So that's why I'm probably not able to film YouTube videos. So if I'm not able to film enough footage for all the 7 weeks that I'm gone, I am going to be active on Instagram and on TikTok if I figure out how TikTok works. So you will know in the community tab here on YouTube if I am active on TikTok and Instagram. My Instagram is always linked down below in the description. You can follow me there to see content if I'm not able to make enough content for 7 weeks, because 7 would be 7 videos, main videos for Thursday and 2 for the week ahead. So 7 and 14, best 16 and 8. So 25 videos, I think, if my math is mathing. 25 videos to make in such a short amount of time is a lot, because I also need to rest. So I will do my best. I'm not going to promise that I will be having enough footage, but if worst comes to worst, you find me on Instagram and TikTok, and maybe I also figure out how to upload shorts on YouTube. Maybe then I can link the TikTok with the shorts here on YouTube, so you see that I'm alive, I'm still here, still trying to help, just in another format for a bit. But yeah, I think that's everything. I shuffled the cards enough. So now let's get started to the reading. I've said what I wanted to say. So please, spirit guides, what is the main theme of the month of November 2023 for pile number 3? Please, spirit guides, what is the main theme for the month of November 2023 for pile number 3? One more card, please. What is the main theme of the month of? So please, spirit guides, what does pile number 3 need to look out for in the month of November 2023? Please, spirit guides, what does pile number 3 need to look out for in the month of November 2023? Please, spirit guides, what does pile number 3 need to look out for in the month of November 2023? Please, spirit guides, what energy of the month of October can pile number 3 release so that they can have a good month of November? Please, spirit guides, what energy can pile number 3 release of the month of October so that they can have a good month of November? Please, spirit guides, what energy can pile number 3 embody for them to have a good month of November 2023? Please, spirit guides, what energy can pile number 3 embody for them to have a good month of November? Please, spirit guides, what energy can pile number 3 embody so that they have a good month of November? Please, spirit guides, what advice do you have for pile number 3 for the month of November? What advice is there for pile number 3? What advice is there for pile number 3 for the month of November? Please, spirit guides, what advice is there for pile number 3? Thank you. So, please, spirit guides, what is the possible outcome of the month for pile number 3? Please, spirit guides, what is the possible outcome of the month of November? So, it's quite interesting, I have to say. In comparison to pile number 2 and pile number 1, I'm feeling really calm here. Like totally chillaxed. Maybe it's because I'm filming it in the morning instead of the afternoon. But yeah, I'm still waking up. So the main theme of the month of November, we have the Hierophant in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. So pile number 3, the month of November. I think things are not going to go the way they normally traditionally go, because the Hierophant talks about traditions and like there is a way, a methodical way that is passed down, because the Hierophant is passing it down to those two here underneath, the wisdom that they have and so on. It's the word conformity, I think. Let me see in the guidebook. The Hierophant here. Yeah. Reverse, non-conformity, unorthodox, bohemian, essentialist. So reverse meaning, in reverse the Hierophant indicates non-conformity. The card in reverse is about seeking freedom and liberation from conformity. The seeker takes the unconventional path through life. The seeker will often find him or herself in the minority rather than the majority. Yet the Hierophant in reverse is considered a good omen card. It indicates an essentialist personality, someone who operates staunchly by self-determination. All the greats in history, especially the prophets, represent the Hierophant in reverse, spirits who dared to be unconventional. When the Hierophant appears in reverse, this could indicate that part of the solution for the seeker is to stop going along with the convention of society. Do not try to gain societal approval. What is right or righteous should be defined and guided by the seeker only, not others and not society. The Hierophant in reverse could also suggest that the seeker has had a non-traditional education or upbringing. Overall, there is a sharp divergence from traditionalism and conformity when the Hierophant appears in reverse. Upright, the Hierophant speaks of a seeker who relies on another, a figure of authority or an institution, to define for the seeker what is right and wrong, and the seeker is attempting to conform to that definition. In reverse, the Hierophant speaks of a seeker who defines right and wrong by self-determination. So yeah, totally. The month of November is all about you finding out what is true and what is right for yourself. To maybe not go the way that society normally talks about, like when you want to be an artist or something like this. And there are so many people that say, you are not going to make money out of you're not going to get big, and they talk down to you and dismiss your own talents and whatsoever because of their own projection, that a good life has to be someone that works a 5 to 9, or in my case an 8 to 4 job, because in Switzerland people start working at 8 o'clock till 4, sometimes even 5 and 6, but either way. So that life has to be like always like this, and everything else is like out of society, out of this world, and not really safe. Would I have to say that even if you have a 9 to 5 job, that is also not safe. You can always get fired. by unreasonable reasons. So that's not safe at all as well. I do have to say that I've seen it during the pandemic. So many people lost their jobs. Of course, it was because things shut down and there were no reason to keep workers for a time where everything was not working at all. But you saw how fragile everything could go. So if there is going to be another pandemic or whatever a reason may appear, people can still lose their jobs because of something like this. And so a 9 to 5 is not really safe in my eyes. Because there is still the chance that you are going to get fired. And there are so many people that on higher position that you just doesn't care and find whatever reason to fire someone. Of course, I'm not trying to monger fear in you. It's just that there are two sides of everything. There are the good ones that try to make it as good as possible so that no one gets fired, and then there are those that don't care at all and fire left and right because they have the higher position. So if you have been thinking of not going the path that is walked by many in the 9 to 5 or whatever, this may be the indication for you that you should work towards that in November. And it doesn't have to be about work, it could be also about lifestyle and so on and whatever. So you will know what and where you want to walk a path that less people have walked. So now to the Page of Cups in reverse. We have Quixotic and Dreamer. The seeker has unrealistic expectation. The seeker is being quixotic and an impractical visionary. The seeker is also too impulsive. When the Page of Cups appears in reverse, it could be a sign of emotional instability or indolence. Indolence. Whatever, that's... Could also indicate a young woman in the seeker's lap who embodies the qualities of the Page of Cups, but who has a negative impact or influence on the seeker's current situation. And if you want to know the characteristics of the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is a gentle, young female who is loving, tender-hearted, intuitive, and embraces her emotions. She is likely artistic or interested in the arts. So someone that has those qualities but are currently negative, impacting or influencing your situation. If this is talking about someone else, if this is you, then you may be in your own way. So you are influencing yourself negatively in some way, because a dreamer and Queen Toxic, like, you have those expectations that things should be a certain way, like this and this. And dreaming like really big, but in a form also unrealistic. So when things don't go the way you want, you get disappointed because it was not how you envisioned it to be. And hi, I'm in this boat too. Like, I never imagined that it would be so hard to grow a YouTube channel. I thought it would get a little bit faster with the subscribers and the views, but apparently no. You really have to hang in there and be present. Of course, there are people that blow up immediately after they started, and others that they have to fight for it, like for many months and then years, even. And I am the one that is slow and steady, is going to win the race, hopefully. So yeah, my expectations that I have were crushed by reality. So I have the dreamer, the daydreamer in myself as well. So I understand how it feels to be squashed in your expectations and find yourself that the dreams that you had, the things that you envisioned, not coming true, how this can be impactful. So the main theme of this month is for you to find a balance on being a bit more realistic, but still dream big. Just finding that it may take longer than you have expected, and that maybe it's time for you to walk a path that not many have walked, and that may not be the norm for society, but it's the norm for you. So you decide what is right, what is wrong, because you are walking your own path and not the path of others. You are walking your journey, not the journey of others. So when I am talking about things that I view, it's all from my point of view, or what I believe in. It may not be exactly what reality is looking like, but it's my belief, my core belief, you could say, and I stick to that. Because that is true for me. It may not be true for you or someone else, but it's true for me. But I can also accept the point of view of someone else. I can see, okay, yes, that is true for you, but not for me. So I am open-minded enough, hopefully, to understand other people and where they're coming from. So, what do you need to look out for in the month ahead? We have the Queen of Swords, the Hanged Person, the Hanged Man, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, the Hanged Person here is hanging there because they're in a state of reflection. You see this person here, they are not worried, they are not panicking, they are chilling here and hanging there because they wanted to. They wanted to reflect and see things from a different perspective to be able to move forward. So they willingly paused themselves in the track of time, or in the path that they're walking, to see things differently, because maybe there was something that was not working out the way they wanted, and so they are looking at it again and trying to figure out what needs to be adjusted so that they can move forward or make a decision. And they do this by listening to their thoughts, because the Queen of Swords, she is a person that uses her head, a really strategic, a good communicator. So using the head and analyzing things from a head perspective in this case, because maybe you are someone that is led by emotions and feelings, but we need to find a balance between the head and the heart. It's not always just follow the heart. Sometimes we also need to think about consequences and stuff like this. So we need both. We know that always being in the head is also not good. So there tends to be those that are too much in their head and people that are too much in their heart. But we need to find the balance of both, because we need both. We need both the head and the heart to function properly, to make the best decisions. or walk the path that we want to walk. So pay attention to when you ever find yourself not knowing where to go, because the Eight of Swords, it talks about being stuck because of illusions, that you cannot move forward because your thoughts are telling you there is a blockage, but there isn't. Because the swords here on the side, this person could walk in front of them, but they don't want to see what is in front of them. They put themselves in this blindfold and are incapable of moving because they put themselves in this situation. But in reverse, this talks about getting free from this stuck moment. So when you feel like you're stuck, get into the hanged man position and see things from a different perspective. Maybe see things from a bigger picture, and trust in your head. It may be that someone is going to come and give you advice, like someone that is a Queen of Swords, like bit stoic, good with words, witty, doesn't take nonsense. But maybe they are going to help you out there. It could be that you are the one that is going to help you out here, yourself. I'm just going to read the guidebook of the hanged person, just for the sake of it, since I began reading it from here. And the hanged man is the hanged person here. It's like a really interesting card, if I have to say so myself. So the keywords are self-sacrifice, suspension, prophecy, grace. The traditional theme of the hanged man is that of self-sacrifice. The mob has metaphorically hung the seeker because they do not approve of the seeker's belief or what the seeker has done. However, the message of the card is that the seeker is right. The seeker must trust him or herself. He or she has wisdom. That's why I call you all owls. The nimbus represents enlightenment, possessing knowledge that resonates with the divine, with the right, and with the good. The hanged man is also about seeing the same issues as others, but through a different perspective. Compare card number 5, the Hierophant, is about an orthodox, conventional, institutionalized approach. In reverse, the Hierophant is about the unorthodox, unconventional approach, which will lead to the seeker's success and final glory. Card number 9, the Hermit, is also about an unorthodox, unconventional approach, but one led in solitude. Here, card number 12, the Hanged Man, is about an approach by the seeker that offends, albeit unjustly and without good cause, the masses, and therefore the masses are persecuting the seeker. Yet the nimbus reminds the seeker that the mob's approval is not needed. Furthermore, the Tau cross formed by the legs of the hanged man indicates the balance between dominion and slavery. Note the Tau cross in the legs merging in a card number 21, the world, suggesting that it is the hanged man who shall attain the fulfillment of the world card, not the mob. Thus, the appearance of the hanged man card in a reading is also an encouraging message to the seeker to hang in there. It is the seeker, not the mob, who is in the right. The hanged man may also indicate spiritual growth or an innate ability to prophecy. An end message here: although the mob has hung the seeker and condemned him or her, ultimately the seeker must forgive. There is component of grace to the card. The seeker must show grace to his or her condemners. The hanged man's hands are hidden. His ultimate offering to the world has yet to be seen. The archetype here is the wounded healer. Another reading of the hanged man is that of the unsettling calm before a storm, before the difficult and painful transition, indicating the card 13, death. The Hangman is a feeling of suspension, similar to the question that the Fool presents. Will the seeker fall or fly? Sacrifice, though it is the final message, there is a great good at stake, and it is the seeker who will make the sacrifice for the greater good. The element of water governs this card. Attributions associated with water represent the external forces at play in the seeker's situation. Yin energy is dominant. So what you need to look out for is that from the meaning of Hanged Man is that you are right and the mob is not, but still there needs to be a forgiveness, and you are going to be able to move forward. You are going to be to free yourself from those restraints, because the Eight of Swords is in reverse. So believe in yourself, believe in your own wisdom. And don't forget that you have wisdom within yourself, my dear owl. So what energy from the month of October can you release? We have the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Or like releasing the expectation of something to come in. Because the Three of Wands, they are standing there looking at the river and seeing the boats there. The boats represent something coming towards them, because in the Four of Wands talks about celebration. So the Four of Wands is like the first reward after going on the journey of the Wands. And here in the Three of Wands, they want to expand. They are looking at things that are coming towards them. But it's something that you need to release, because it's not fulfilling you emotionally. The Ace of Cups is in reverse. For me, it indicates that the new beginning was not how you felt like it would be. So there is a need to release those expectations and the feeling of having to want something, because it will come at the time when it is right. I'm getting the feeling of divine timing here from those two cards. And I'm hearing that I should read up the meaning of the guidebook for the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups in reverse. What is this called again? Keywords. Superficiality, rejection, promiscuity. Reverse meaning. If the Ace of Cups is reminiscent of the Holy Grail, then the card in reverse suggests the seeking of glory for the wrong reasons. The seeker is not in pursuit of glory for spiritual fulfillment, but rather for material or superficial gain. Oof. The card in reverse might also indicate delays in spiritual fulfillment as a result of materialistic or superficial motivations. The seeker's heart is not in the right place, so the outcome will not be as the seeker desires. In questions about romance, the seeker's perception of love is too materialistic. The seeker needs a spiritual breakthrough. The card could be a warning that the seeker's objectives, even if achieved, won't bring joy. The card could also mean that there is promiscuity in a relationship, unstable desire, or overindulgence. The promiscuity indicated by the Ace of Cups in reverse is most likely a mental or emotional one, not physical. Nevertheless, there is trouble in love. Entrepreneurial or creative ventures will not be spiritually fulfilling. More diligence is ahead before the venture will bring the seeker contentment. That other seeker needs to reevaluate what his or her motivations are. Well, that was a slap in the face. I'm not going to go in more. I think the guidebook did enough. So let's see, what energy can you embody? Ooh, you can embody the energy of the King of Cups. So the energy of the King of Cups is someone that is emotionally mature. The King of Cups lets himself feel the feelings, as big or small as they come. They allow it to feel the emotions that may come up. They don't try to suppress it. It's they know that it is not good. A wise person that is kind, gentle, but even if they are kind, gentle, and compassionate, they also know how to put boundaries so that no one oversteps or takes advantage of them. Highly intuitive as well. So listening to intuition, listening to the emotions, knowing when to put boundaries so that they get not used or taken advantage of. I mean, like the King of Cups here is sitting really relaxed. They are an authoritative figure, wise, and they know what to do. So pie number 3 for you, you need, if you want to have a good month of November, you could embody the King of Cups. Let yourself feel the feelings, let the wisdom that you have within yourself lead you, but knowing as well to put in boundaries where they are needed so that you don't get taken advantage of. So the advice is the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Four of Coins in reverse. But this is an interesting. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to wake up. Yeah, because I'm still half asleep. I'm going to look at for the meanings in the guidebook because somehow I'm too tired to think. I'm sorry. Page of Wands in reverse. Passivity inarticulate. Fear of exploring the unknown is what holds the seeker back. The Page of Wands in reverse indicates insecurity, blockages to creativity or innovation, or lack of progress. The seeker needs to take greater control over his or her own life and be more articulate of his or her own needs. The Page of Wands in reverse also indicates a seeker who has a tendency to put others first, to the point where the seeker's own needs go entirely neglected. The Page of Wands in reverse reveals vulnerability and childlike fragility. Hey! So the Page of Wands in reverse is the card of the people pleaser. I didn't know that. I'm learning that now with you. So this is my card. And yes, I'm a people pleaser tendency. Yeah, that's nice. So the Knight of Swords in reverse. Keywords: warpath, aggression, hostility. Reverse meaning: the theme when the Knight of Swords appears in reverse is warpath. There are strong hostilities and some may be engaging in aggression out of anger. Reconsider aggressions. The seeker is following the shoot first, ask questions later mantra. Not good. Take a step back to clear and calm head. Could also indicate a young man in the seeker's life who embodies the qualities of the nine of swords, but who has a negative impact or influence on the seeker's current situation. Tendency to be impatient will cause trouble for the seeker. The characteristics of the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Swords is strong, brave, domineering young man. The card represents a man who still subscribes to the romantic form of chivalry. He abides by and also enforces a rigid code of honor. Inner reading for a young woman is charging fast into the person's life. And then we have the Four of Coins. In reverse, recession obstacles. The seeker may lose some money or material possessions. There may be business obstacles, a personal recession. In reverse, the Four of Pentacles might indicate unemployment. Save right now. Be cautious and prudent. Be conservative with expenses. Another reading of the card in reverse is that the seeker misalliance is now taking a serious, obvious adverse toll on his or her life. The pains the seeker feels right now are from the misalliance and being so small with his or her heart. A minority of practitioners interpret the Four of Pentacles in reverse as indicating a seeker who moved from the proverbial small pond to the greater ocean and is now feeling lost in that ocean. The seeker went out seeking his or her fortune in the great ocean, but instead has found financial instability and commercial disappointment. It is thus time for the seeker to reevaluate his or her positioning. So, apparently, by reading this, you also got the advices from the cards that the guidebook presented, so I'm not going to much talk about this because I think everything and feel that everything that needed to be said was said. So the possible outcome for the month ahead, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles upright, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. I hope you can see all the cards. Let me get up just to make sure. Then, yeah, move it a bit like this. So you will find yourself in a position where you can harvest what you have planted. The Nine of Coins indicates that there is sufficient materialistic resources in finances, as well as resources that needed to do, like, for example, for me to be able to make a YouTube video, I need my phone, I need my tripod, and my cards. So I have enough resources to be able to do that. So I don't need more, but I want more because this is an addiction. Once you find yourself looking for decks that are different and have different messages and also artwork, you want to have more and more and more. Even though you have enough, you want still what you don't have. So, and this is a funny way to interpret the Nine of Coins. So, this person is self-sufficient. They worked hard towards where they are right now, and they can harvest the bounty of their hard work. But it's in a way that it's only for themselves that they made this. So they only themselves, in this case she is the only one that is benefiting from her hard work, because the Ten of Coins, you see that there is a family, on the card. Wait, hold on, let me see if I can find it in fast in this deck. Yeah, so that you can see the difference between the 9 of coins and the 10 of coins. Where is it? Here. You can see you have here a whole family, and they all benefit from the finances. Enough was accumulated for generations to be able to benefit from it. And you see here the old woman. Doesn't she remind you of here when she was a little bit younger? So here she was working for herself, but she accumulated enough that her family, now other generations, are able to benefit from this. So in this case here, in your case, pile number 3, you are going to reap the rewards for yourself. But there is a little bit of a but in this situation. You may not find yourself emotionally fulfilled, and it may not be the wish that you had that was fulfilled, because the 9 of Cups talks about wish fulfilling. Their wishes and what they wanted to have, they have it. They are confident in what they got and are happy with what they have. But in reverse, the wish is not yet fulfilled. There is still something missing for the fulfillment. And the 7 of Cups, I'm going to read it out of the guidebook, because I feel like I need to do that. Let me see, where is the 7 of Cups in reverse? Here. 7 of Cups in reverse. Keywords: determination, decision, pose revealed. Reverse meaning. Reverse the 7 of Cups is a good omen. It indicates that the seeker has made or will make, depending on where the card is positioned in the thread, a decision supportive of delayed gratification. The cards affirm that the seeker is moving in the right direction and is closer to accomplishing his or her goal. When the 7 of Cups appears in reverse, the seeker is someone who was offered many appealing, materially pleasurable paths, such as fame, fortune, etc. But the seeker has refused those paths and seeks something greater out of life. Compare the seeker. The 7 of Cups in reverse is preparing preparing the seeker for the journey ahead, indicating in the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is about abandonment of material pleasures to seek a higher plane of spiritual consciousness. So you decided to not take the path of the materialistic, but the path of spiritual fulfillment. But still, the wish is not granted yet, because you are still on the path on granting yourself those wishes. So there is still something missing. It's not going to be there now yet. Now my wish was fulfilled. There's still some need to be done for the wish to be fulfilled, but you are going to be on the right path to go there, because from the 7 of Cups to the 9 of Cups, the 8 of Cups is still missing on this journey. So there is still the need of abandoning maybe something to be able to reach the fulfillment. My take on this. So now to the oracle cards to get some more what is it called? Guidance, or the messages for the month of November. Let me shuffle it. So please Spirit guide, what other messages do you have for pile number 3 for the month of November 2023? What other guidance and advices do you have for pile number 3? Anything else that pile number 3 should know about the month? This two, this one, this here were bad shuffling. Is there more to the cards from this deck? Yes, okay. What other guidance and advices do you have for pile number 3? Or any other messages for pile number 3's month of November? Please Spirit guides, any other guidance, any other messages, any advices for pile number 3 for the month of November? There we have it. So, at the back of the deck we have the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership and friendship. This card appeared in yesterday's reading for pile number 2 and talks about letting yourself be seen, letting your true self be seen, and so that the people, your people, because you didn't come here alone on earth, you have your soul family that came with you, and you have your individual missions that you need to do and lessons to be learned, but sometimes you also have lessons that should be learned together, or to be one supporting the other through those lessons. And so for your soul family to find you, you need to go out there and let yourself be seen. Let your true self be seen and who you truly are, so that they can recognize you, so that they can find you. And then there is going to be a beautiful partnership and friendship coming out from that. That may also indicate that you're going to collaborate on some projects together or do things together. It doesn't have to always be projects and work, but you need to let yourself be seen and do the things that you love and tell people what you do, so that those that are like-minded, that your soul family, can find you. So then we have healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook, because it's one of the cards that I don't get often in readings. So I'm unsure of the complete meaning of the card. So, healing is happening. You're not broken. You're part of the ever-changing nature of life. Ever-changing, ever-changing, ever-changing. Change is in your natural state. The rose knows that you were never meant to stay the same, to be one single shape, size, or way. You're not normal, and that's normal. You're always becoming more and more of who you truly are. Healing is happening every moment of every day. You're returning to your true state every moment of every day. Call in your support team of people who can hold you in that, who can trust in the grace of your natural state. A true healer knows that they're not the one doing the healing. Rather, they're holding the vision of the return to wholeness, knowing that wholeness isn't a stagnant state. Let me chime in here. A true healer also knows that I'm not doing the healing for others. Like, I am a healer. I'm a Reiki master teacher, but I know that the Reiki energy is not doing the work for the other person. It's the other person receiving a little bit of support and help for them to heal themselves. So basically, Everyone that chooses to heal themselves is the healer. And those that claim to be healer are just supporting you on the journey and giving a little hand and also opening up space for you to heal. So if you are healing yourself, you are the healer. If you get help from a healer, they are supporting you in your own journey and you are doing the work, not they. So it's not me that is doing the work for you, but you yourself are doing it. I'm just here supporting and giving space. So that's my chime in. Now back to the guidebook. When you embrace all parts of life, from the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the bloom to the fall, the bud to the rose hip, you realize that healing is always happening and life is on your side. No one is immune to the polarity of this human experience. The only way through it is to embrace all parts of it, the light and the shadow. And as any healer or initiate knows, the only way to the light is to embrace the shadow within. The shadow, and sometimes the pain, is a portal to your liberation. You're not broken, you're healing. Healing is happening, trust the timing of life. Then you also have, after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. So, like, it's really interesting. Yesterday I was filming Pi 1 and Pi 2, and it was raining the whole day. When I was also filming for them, it was raining. And today I'm filming in the morning because in the afternoon I will not, because I normally film in the afternoon when my mother is at work, so there are less background noise here. But I will not be able to film in the afternoon for the next 3 days because I'm participating in a meditation by Rebecca Campbell, even a free meditation. And today it's still cloudy, but here and there you see the sun coming out. So it somehow fits perfectly that the weather is aligning with the car. So this means after the rain that after heavy times, after turbulences, things are going to settle down. There is a silver lining, a side of relief, because the worst part is over. That things are going to get better, because after the rain, the sun will shine again, as it is talked. Like yesterday was raining the whole day, and today the sun is shining again. Even though there are still clouds there, the sun is coming out here and there and saying, hey, everything's okay. We have now a little pause. You can now let a sigh of relief. It's not going to rain for today, or for now. In this case, I don't know if it's going to rain later, but yeah. So the worst part is over. So you can breathe out and hope that things are going to get better from now on. There is now the silver lining, the in the horizon. The things are not always black and white. There are sometimes also the gray zone, or here in this way, the silver zone of embracing all two sides, because healing is accepting that, okay, yeah, I need to accept grief, I need to accept loss, so that I can appreciate new beginnings, appreciate happiness and joy when they are there. So we need those negative emotions. They are not negative per se. We need those emotions so that we can appreciate the other emotions that are on a different spectrum. Those emotions are two sides of the same coin. You cannot live with one and only with one. You need the other as well to have the balance. So we also need to accept those hard times so that we can appreciate the good times and the easy times. And the hard times are most likely there for us to also go through, to learn to grow and get stronger. They are not here to just kick ourselves in the ass and be like, ha 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 ha. No, they are here for you to work through it, to grow stronger, so that you can emerge as this strong, beautiful person that you are. Then we have lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this so-called gather. Oh, I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook because it's a beautiful card. I know it. I know the card meaning, but I find the guidebook message so beautiful. So that's why I'm going to read it. I think pile number 1 got this card as well. These changing divisive times, your soul chose to be here right now for this. You're part of a collective team led by the goddess, by the mother of us all, to reveal the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity, to make spaces where all people feel cherished and safe, to heal and be healed from the destructive patterns of patriarchy, to be part of the return of the goddess to the earth. It may have been also pile number 2, I don't know, I remember. If you've been doubting your path, you're being called to look within and trust the whispers and weavings from caverns deep. The way of the mystic rose is walked by few and known by heart, not mind. Try not to overthink, rather trust the threads that are woven deep. This card contains within it a confirmation of the inner call and reassurance that you're not alone in it. The mother of us all thanks you for being part of these changing times for humanity. She acknowledges your devotion to doing your best to support yourself and others in the journey back home, to themselves, to each other, and to Earth. She wants you to know that she is available to guide you every step of the way. Speak, sing, and dance with her. You are led, you are led, you are led. Something you might want to reflect upon, meditate upon, make a journal entry is the question: how are you being called to commit more deeply to humanity and the earth? And we have the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late, new possibilities. So you're getting a second chance in November. I don't know in what it is, but sometimes we regret that we haven't taken an opportunity, and we wish we would get a chance again to try it out. So this card, the second bloom, is about you are getting the second chance because it was something that was meant to be in your life. So even if it comes now later, it doesn't mean it's too late to start. You can start. There are still people that I know, for example, there is a program that I and my mother like to watch, but currently they are not, they are focused on a reality show that is happening in Brazil, but there was, in other times when there was not the reality show, there was the program where they showed people, elderly, like in their 60s, 70s, like they were already grandparents. They already lived their lives in the form that they had to in the past. But they always had the dream because at the time when they were young, they could not afford to get the education that they wanted or to fulfill the dreams of being, a lawyer, veterinarian, or something else. They never got the chance to be that because those times were different. So they had to marry and be housewives. But they always had the dream of going to study and have more education, but they could not do that. But now they are able to do this. So I've seen a lot of elderly going back to school with the youngsters and getting their degrees because it was their dream to have that. And they got back to it, and it's never too late to start something that you dreamed in the past. If you have the opportunity and the second chance, take it, because it's going to open new possibilities for you in life. So even if they may not, those elderly, even if they may not pursue their career now because they are elderly, they at least could fulfill their dream of learning this. And maybe if they are still fit and willing, maybe they are already working in their field now after they've done their studies, because we see how they are studying, but sometimes we don't get in the television, we don't see them years later on what they are doing now. So it is an encouragement to start the thing that you want to start and take the second chance, because it's going to open new possibilities. Because in the second bloom, there is sometimes the phenomenon of flowers blooming again even after their blooming season passed. It's called the second bloom. So you have the chance to bloom a second time. So take it. Take the second chance, pile number 3, this month of November. Then you have also the return, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. Ooh, this card is nice. Hold on, let me give you the guidebook meaning, because this card is nice. Return. They return. You've waited patiently for this moment. You've likely been working on the inner for some time, and now the outer is beginning to come into alignment. As changing beings, we are in a never-ending growth cycle. This doesn't mean that we are constantly in bloom. No, this means that we are constantly changing. This card is like the bloom, however, it's more powerful than that. It heralds the coming and going of a whole new way of being. An eternally new story has been written. This card heralds a great shift in your life. This often takes some time, even lifetimes. Acknowledge how far you've come and how much you've grown. You're part of creating change, not only in your own life but in the world. Take a moment to take it in. You're just one of many, but your being here matters. A petal in the rose of a new humanity, part of the forever unfolding. Things are aligning for you and around you. They're convening and coming together. You're in the right place at the right time. Your outer world matches your inner world. This card is delivering a message of harmony, coming together, and the embodiment of holding a clear vision for many years. You've been doing the groundwork to get to this moment right here, perhaps for months, years, or even lifetimes. Use this moment. You get to decide what happens next. And we have here rose transmission, or also affirmation. I acknowledge how far I've come and how much I've grown. I decide what happens next. Oh, this is exciting. Pile number 3. This is exciting. Even if you don't hear my excitement because I'm tired, it is exciting. Pile number 3. It is exciting. So let's go to our last oracle deck. We'll get some last message, some last guidance. So please speak out. What guidance, advices, or messages do you have for pile number 3 for the month of November? Please speak out. What guidance, what advice, or what last messages do you have for pile number 3 for the month of November 2023? Please speak out. What guidance, what advice, or what last messages do you have for pile number 3 for the month of November here? Is this everything? Yeah. Okay. So in the back of the deck we have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So we had here a new way of being with the return. So you are awakening to a new way of being, a new way of living your life. There may be energetic upgrades that you are going through, and you are now on a time of integrating those new parts into your day-to-day life. So you're finding how to integrate the new way into your life now, step by step. It's not going to happen like, okay, now I do things like this and this, and some people may be able to do that, to just flip and change everything at once like a cold turkey and stick to it. But most of the time it's better to take step by step and changing things step by step, like integrating it slowly into your day-to-day life. So then we have mirror, who or what is triggering you. I'm going to read that one out of the guidebook because it's even if it sounds like it's not a good card, it is a good card. It may just be me because I'm able to see the beauty in it. Mirror, who or what is triggering you. The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, or ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could there be opportunities to heal something in you? Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us that is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. So the questions to ask yourself is, who or what is triggering you? What is it in you that they are triggering? What part of you longs to be witnessed? So like, for example, my trigger that I've recently been going through is my parents saying to me that I need to speak up. Because when I'm not feeling well, or if I'm seeing something that might happen or is not working out, I'm not speaking up and telling them what is happening. Like, for example, when we were coming back to Greece, I've got my period when we were in the airport and in the plane, and I was suffering in pain, but I did not speak up because I thought, yeah, well, there is nothing that is going to help me because I don't have my warm bottle, nor do I have my raspberry tea that is going to help me. But my father asked my mother what was happening with me, and my mother told him that I was in pain because of my period. And he then asked the flight attendant if they have something for pain. They only had aspirin, but I know that aspirin makes the blood a little bit thinner, and I didn't want that to mess up with my period, so I didn't want the aspirin. So they also offered tea. So They said what tea they had, but they were not the teas that normally I drink when I am in pain. The only better solution that I've got was chamomile tea, because I know it is calming. So I thought, well, even if it's not going to work out, it's still calming and maybe it will help a little bit. So my father got the chamomile tea for me. And after that, when we arrived in Switzerland, he looked at me and said, you should not do like your uncle does and close in all your suffering and not speak up. If you're not feeling well, you have to say it, because we are not going to be able to help otherwise if you don't say it. And yesterday as well, when I was with my mother, it was raining, and my mother went through a part of the street that was like near the border where the cars were passing by, and there was a pond of water, and the car passed by and didn't slow down, so the water splashed over to our side. And I said, my mother wasn't angry because of the car, but I said, yeah, but it's your fault for going through this way. You should have gone to more inwards. And she was like, why didn't you say so? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, I'm sorry that I cannot speak up for myself. I don't know how to do this. And it's like, it's triggering me to be able to see, hey, you need to speak up, you need to say something. And I have to work towards that, I have to heal that. So it's showing me now, currently, what I need to heal and work through. But I still haven't figured out how to work through that. I don't know how to speak up. I'm still figuring this out. So yeah, it's an example for you that you know maybe what could be indicating a trigger. Yeah. Then we have the crumbling. What are you clinging onto? So this is like the tower card in the tarot card. There is this tower that you are clinging onto, something that you are clinging onto for dear life, but you're not meant to be there anymore or to cling on it, because it's time to let go of it. It was not meant to be in your life for forever. It's going down. You can see here on the card that there is lightning happening and the tower is going to crumble. But if you let go of that tower, you see here in the middle how beautiful the landscape looks like. Here everything around this tower is dead, dark, and in chaos. But if you let go of that, of the thing that is crumbling down, you will see something beautiful and more sustainable, and something that is going to be there for the long run, maybe even have a better foundation, and it's going to last longer than what has been before. So what are you clinging to? What do you need to release that is not serving you anymore? What is the Eight of Cups that you need to abandon? In a way as well. Then you have yes. Just say yes. There is something in the month of November that you are going to feel wholeheartedly yes, yes, and yes. It's like when someone brings up the idea of something and you are like, I don't know. It's probably a no, because you are not wholeheartedly, yes, that's such a good idea. Oh, I'm excited for this. That's a wholeheartedly yes. But when they're like, maybe it's a no, maybe it's something that you need to reflect upon a little bit more. But in this case, there is something that you should say yes to, a big yes, because the guidebook here of this card looks like this. It's yes, 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 yes. Don't overthink it, just say yes. So there is something, maybe the second chance of something, the new possibility. Maybe it's this that you should say yes towards, your second bloom, that it's not too late to start it. So pile number 3, this is everything that I have for you. I hope this could help a bit. I wish you all the best. Thank you for sticking with me. I wish you a beautiful month of November, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye!